Hello, everybody. We're back here for night number 2 here of the 2013 iRace Pink Challenge here. We have the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge here coming to you live tonight from the Phoenix International Raceway. My name is Justin Rose. Now joining me in the booth here later on tonight will be Eddie Walczyk and Allan Bender himself on the cameras tonight. Down in the Hollywood Hotel, we got John Westling on the cameras, Magic Fingers we like to call him. As the event says, iRacePink.com, we're here to benefit the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Why are we here tonight, folks? Well, Allan Bender was concerned that a big money event put on here last year was going to ruin the racing on the iRacing service. He was the current sprint car champion at the time, and we had a $5,000 Triple Crown award going to the guy that could complete all 3 legs of the Triple Crown, and a $4,000 purse for the final race of the season. The USTRA Triple Crown Series back then was the Sprint Car, the Silver Crown Car, and the Thursday Night Thunder Challenge Series you've seen here on ETV Live here this time last year. Allan Bender won the Sprint Car title and said, hey, with all the things you guys have going on, how about you do something really cool with it and do a breast cancer charity race? And Allan then dubbed it the Beauty and Beast Challenge. So Eddie and Jennifer Walczyk, who have done a wonderful job putting on this event, they took the idea and ran with it here. And this event you will see here tonight is the result of that idea 1 year ago. And this is the 2nd annual edition of the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. And for those of you wondering, what is iRacePink.com? iRacePink.com is an annual event held in October on the iRacing simulation service. This program consists of 2 primary events using the premier short track cars in America and series accurate tracks. Sanctioned and promoted by the United Short Track Racing Association, this event boasts 2 full days of racing, which tonight is the 2nd night, with a telethon-style live streaming broadcast. Why did we choose the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, folks? And I believe this is one of the best reasons why we ever chose the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, is because 91 cents of every dollar that you donate between last night and tonight will be spent by the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and that will be directed directly to research for breast cancer and awareness programs. This accomplishment reflects the Breast Cancer Research Foundation's dedication to putting the contributions it receives to work immediately. Each year, the maximum amount of dollars is directed to research rather than towards an endowment for the future like other cancer charities. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation knows that its supporters do not want their dollars wasted on solicitations that include unnecessary gifts and junk mail. The Breast Cancer Research Fund wants action, so we're giving them some action tonight here, folks, here from the Phoenix International Raceway here in Phoenix, Arizona. We'll bring along Jennifer Walczyk here in just a few moments, folks. To move on, though, one thing that you folks need to know here is how do you donate to the Breast Cancer Research Fund? Go to www.iracepink.com, and on the homepage there will be a big pink button right in the middle of the iracepink.com website. This will take you to the iRace Pink Breast Cancer Research Foundation page. On the right-hand side of the screen, folks, you will see the Give Now button, which will be right there in pink as well. And then choose the name of the person that you are sponsoring for this event if you're cheering for a driver or a loved one as well. Or once you're on their page, you can select the Give Now button and complete a donation all by yourself. Follow the on-screen instructions to complete your donation. It's so easy, even a race car driver can do it. And I want to bring a note here. Last night, the total was just under $2,000 totally raised for the fundraiser. I am proud to say, folks, we are just $15 short of our goal of $2,500 right now, with cash and checks and other donations that we've received. In total, the total donation amount right now, folks, is $2,485. Help us smash our goal of $2,500 here. Again, I got to say thank you to everybody that has donated for breast cancer research, and to those that will donate tonight. Again, thank you. If you have $5, $10, $100, it does not matter. Whatever amount you can donate, it will certainly help. And with the amount of power that the Breast Cancer Research Foundation has, 91 cents on the dollar goes directly to research. So again, a great cause nonetheless. I do have QuickTime qualifier Fred Lampella. Fred qualified with a 25.376 lap here. Fred Lampella, this is Justin Rose now up in the booth. Congratulations on your QuickTime award. How was your lap?
It felt pretty good. First lap, I didn't think I hit it too well, but second one, it came together and got a pretty decent time. Be able to hold the line I wanted.
But you beat Vinny Sansone by just about 1/10 of a second. You two have been no strangers to success in the sprint cars and in the Silver Crown Series. You doing very well in the sprint car season as well in the USDRA Triple Crown Series. Congratulations! And I know you had some tough luck. You had to step away for a while there with the sprint car series, but it was good to see you back, Fred, and we're glad to have you here tonight for night number 2 here, the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. Fred, what are your thoughts on the evening here, really, and what really motivates you to come out for such a nice cause, such as the Breast Cancer Research Foundation?
Well, it's a great cause, and actually my sister had a bout with breast cancer a year ago. Got some good medical care, so it's something that means quite a bit to me, actually.
And Fred, just want to again congratulate you on your lap there, and I hope your sister has come through breast cancer as well, just fine and in remission. Fred, what's your outlook for tonight, and do you think you can take home the big champion?
Well, I just want to go out and have fun. Hopefully I don't shoot myself in the foot. I've done that in the past, so I've been working hard to try and get a stable set, and I feel pretty good about my Q set and my heat race set. My race set is, a lot of fuel. We're actually putting in 10 more laps than we normally do here, so start adding weight to that sprint car, and it's pretty loose to start out with. Just try and hang on to it, I guess. And this is a great cause, a great race, and I hope everybody has some fun.
Definitely, and that's Fred Lampella, your QuickTime qualifier for the night. Congratulations to you, Fred. We hope to see you in victory lane tonight. Moving on now, I want to bring in the promoter's wife here, Eddie Walchick's wife, Jennifer Walchick, joining me in the booth tonight. Jennifer, how are you? Jennifer, do you have us up here in the tower? As we're waiting for Jennifer to join us for the broadcast right now. Jennifer, are you there with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jennifer, yeah, we got you loud and clear up here in the tower. Give us an update here on some of the cash and checks that you've received that aren't counted on the Breast Cancer Research Foundation website.
Oh, I've been running around like mad today. Several different places I've been, friends and family that wanted to donate. I've just been running around like to all the girls at the gym. They've been donating money. A lot of friends of mine. Just kind of twisting their arm, kind of jabbing them a little bit, like, look, this is for a good cause. Right now, I have about $315 in checks collected, and I still have a few more places to stop yet tonight. So hopefully, we get that. We'll definitely reach the $1,500 or the $2,500 mark. And with what I have yet to collect, I would say we'll beat it by a pretty good amount. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, Jennifer, with what your husband Eddie has informed me of between cash and check donations and what we've received already through the iRacePink.com website, we have raised $2,485. We're just $15 short of our goal of $2,500. How does that make you feel?
Fantastic. We've worked so hard up to this point that even if we stopped right now, which obviously we're not going to do, I would be just overwhelmed with the turnout of this event so far. It's been fantastic, and everybody has done such a great job.
Definitely, and Jennifer, I know you're proud of the people that have donated and those that are going to donate tonight. Do you have an ideal goal now that we're $15 short of our $2,500 goal? Is there another goal you'd like to breach tonight?
I think, well, looking at the new people that joined in to help us raise money, because our goal was 10 people to join on the list on the website, and we actually reached that goal a little while ago because 2 more people had joined in. And I think with their efforts, along with everyone else that's on that list, I think if we reached, I'll say 2,800, that would make me feel fantastic. And it's definitely reachable because we're $15 away from the 2,500 goal. I still have a few more places to go myself. And then also with the 2 people that just joined us today to help, I think we'll reach that. I think we could do 2,800.
That's a certainly wonderful goal, Jennifer. Again, thank you for all your hard work behind the scenes, doing what you can to help breast cancer research and forwarding breast cancer awareness as well. Jennifer, I got to say $2,800 is definitely a feasible goal. And to everybody out there listening, I've got to say $2,800 is not that far away. We are $315 away from that goal if we can raise that by just donating $5, $10, $100 or so. Just anything you donate can be great here. We'll bring you the fast heat from the sprint cars here in just a few moments, folks. And we're waiting for the race to come live here in just a few moments. So we're going to send it to commercial break here. We'll be right back after this commercial message. Don't change the channel, folks. We'll be right back.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back, everybody. You're watching ETV's live coverage of the 2013 iRacePink.com Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. I'm Justin Rose. Now, you just heard Jennifer Walczyk and Eddie Walczyk here in the booth here just a few minutes ago. We're getting ready to go fast heat racing here in just a few moments, but we got to take the time here to toss out some sponsors that are helping make this broadcast happen. Got to thank Beast Chastity, Bobby East Race Cars. The sprint car you're seeing racing tonight here on iRacing is an exact replica, digitally scanned by iRacing and used passionately by the sprint car racing community in iRacing. Bobby East is a short track staple in the USAC Midget, Sprint, and Silver Crown racing series. Bobby East is one of the most celebrated car builders and team managers in USAC racing history. Under his leadership, the formidable 9 racing team won 10 USAC National Midget Championships and more than 150 120 feature wins under his tenure. Visit Beast Chassis. They've done wonderful things here with the sprint car on the iRacing service, and they are doing wonderful things in the short track racing community where you live. You can visit them at the Beast Chassis website. Moving on, we got to toss out Double Clutch Marketing. The Double Clutch Marketing team enables their partners and clients to seize and or create new opportunities in areas that they're currently underutilizing or ignoring. The management team facilitates their partners' ability to build on their existing marketing and media efforts by leading them in adopting the opportunities that new media and social network marketing offer. To visit them, go to www.doubleclutch.com. The last sponsor we're going to throw out here in this segment here is going to be Speedway Illustrated. America's favorite motorsports monthly magazine is produced by a family-owned American small business. The magazine's writers and photographers, including Dick Berggren, Bones Boursier, Micah Daskavag, and Rob Stenton, are the most recognized and highly awarded journalists in motorsports. Guest authors such as Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart, and Ricky Carmichael regularly appear in the magazine as well. You can visit them at www.speedwayillustrated.com. Folks, we're going to have a 15-lap heat race coming up for you here in just a few moments. We're getting ready to bring that live to you here as well here, but we're going to take it back here just a few moments here. I'm going to recap the USTRA Triple Crown Sprint Car Series points from the last season here. You see here on ETV Live. Taking the championship is the Iron Man, Vinny Sansone. He finished out front with a whopping 1,459 points, almost 250 points in front of your second place finisher is Steve Linder. Fred Lampella finishes third with 1,162 points as well. Allan Bender, the 9-time defending champion of the Sprint Car Series, comes home fourth. He had some unfortunate luck in week number 10 at the Langley Speedway in Virginia. And rounding out your top 5 is going to be Kuhn Landry. So Kuhn Landry making an appearance in the top 5 in points. Congratulations to everybody involved here. We're going to bring you the heat race here in just a few moments here. I'm hearing Chad Lawton, one of the NASCAR iRacing Pro Series drivers, involved in some heavy contact at the end of last night's late model races, going to be in this heat race as well. Several other fast drivers. I'm getting the feeling Fred Lampella, your QuickTime qualifier for tonight, will be in the heat race as well. So we'll bring that here in just a few moments here. I'm seeing Chad J. Lawton, Ryan Borges, Mike Testa, Mr. Excitement, TJ Graves, Joey Brown, another driver from the NASCAR iRacing Pro Series coming up here. And Daniel Muse is also going to be in the heat race as well. So going to have to keep an eye on some of these iRacing Pro drivers to see how they pick up these short tracks here. Not necessarily at a short track here tonight, but the sprint car is one of the cars that has raced here in real life at the Phoenix International Raceway. Just a very interesting car here. Going to have to see how the pros adapt to the short track car. Definitely going to be interesting to see after some of the melees we had last night if these guys can keep it clean here with these open wheel cars. Paul Kashiva won last night's 75 lap affair in the late models last night here in a very caution-filled affair. Over half the race was run under caution here, and finishing second behind him was the 55 of Brandon Hawk. Rounding out your top 3 in the podium there will be the 10 of Brandon Schmidt in the late models. And in the modified feature is going to see Jake Sturgis taking home a surprising victory over Tour Mod dominator Nathan Saxon. Those guys had a one-lap shootout to the finish. It was very exciting. Nathan Saxon just could not get it done on the restart. Nathan Saxon brings it home in the runner-up spot. He was your USTRA Tour Modified points champion, stopping Vinny Sansone from completing all 3 legs of the Triple Crown here. Vinny Sansone doing something that no other driver in the iRacing service has ever done in iRacing's history. That's bring home both the Sprint Car and the Silver Crown championships. So congratulations to Vinny here. He qualified second quick behind your QuickTime qualifier tonight, Fred Lampella. He will be in another heat race. Going to have to see here if these guys will transfer to the feature here. I'm seeing 8 or 9 drivers or so for this heat race here, probably 6 of them transferring to your feature tonight here. We will also bring you tonight's B-Main feature in both the Silver Crown and in the Sprint Cars here tonight from the Phoenix International Raceway. 15 laps on the board here for your fast heat here. Your feature will be 50 laps here in the A-Main feature as well. I believe it's going to be 24 drivers or so going to transfer to the feature race. Going to have to check in with promoter Eddie Walczyk here in just a few moments here. Just taking a look here in practice here, some of the times here we're seeing here, Joey Brown, your NASCAR iRacing Pro Series contender here. He's out front in practice right now with a 25.774 second lap here. He's over 2/10 faster than the runner-up spot here in the warm-up session so far here, and that will be the 7 of Daniel Muse with a 25.967 here. The cars are kind of spread out here a little bit in times, and getting ready to go to Allan Bender here in just a few moments here, but we're going to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage here of this heat race here. The race is getting ready to start gridding here any moment now. We'll start to get you your starting lineup here in the race here. On the pole for tonight's heat race here in the fast heat will be number 18, Jimmy Todd, with a 26.007 second lap. And Daniel Muse starting to the outside of him, completing row number 1 in the 7 car with a 26.059 second lap. Mike Testa will be in the 14 car. He will start in the 3rd spot with a 26.106 second lap. 97 Frank Ferry Jr. will be 26.120. Starting in the 5th spot in the 3rd row will be the 29 of Ryan Borges and the 22 of TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement, with a 26.668 second lap. Chad Lawton not getting the qualifying run that he wanted. He is the last car to have time in this heat race. He will start 7th here on the 4th row with a 42-second lap here, obviously having some damage in qualifying. The only car not taking time here in this heat race will be the 12 of Joey Brown. Joey Brown in the 12 car. He had the fastest time in practice here. Going to have to see how the race here shakes out here. 8 drivers on the board here. I do believe 6 or so go to the feature race. I'm hearing the top 5 will advance, so here we'll have to keep the eyes here on the 5th and final transfer spot in this heat race here. Right now, Ryan Borges is going to start in that 5th spot. 3 drivers behind him going to try to contend for that spot will be TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement, Chad Lawton, and Joey Brown. 3 guys that are all very exciting on the racetrack no matter what kind they are in. Joey Brown and Chad Lawton, your 2 pro drivers in this race here tonight. Everybody else is a short track regular. Going to have to keep an eye on how them pro drivers here come from the back to the front here. The pace car gets ready to duck off here as we're entering turn number 3 here at the end of the dogleg here. Coming through turn number 4, field is side by side here. Going to have to see if Jimmy Todd can get a good jump here over Daniel Muse. Daniel Muse, a regular in the USTRA Triple Crown Series here in the sprint cars and in the Silver Crowns. Usually a mid-pack runner here, but he's up front here. Going to have to see if he has the setup here to get in tonight. Pace car is off on pit road. Green flag will be in the air. The 18 of Jimmy Todd is on the hammer, leaving the 7 of Daniel Muse there high and dry in the outside line. Big gaggle of cars now for the 5th and final transfer spot back here. Gonna have to see, but the 22 of TJ Graves here, he gets squeezed down on the bottom line there. Actually, I believe that's Chad J. Lawton in the 26 as well. Gets squeezed down there here at the end of the first lap. Almost everybody single file on the racetrack right now. Chad J. Lawton underneath the 97 car. That's Frank Berry Jr. Frank Berry Jr. now in the last transfer spot here. As 1 car goes around on the front stretch. That is Joey Brown, collects the 26 of Chad J. Lawton. The 29 car of Ryan Borges as well is involved. 97 Frank Berry Jr. and TJ Graves barely gets through that wreck there. He gets it loaded up in time. He will advance further up the field here. We'll get the order reset for you here. 1 lap in the books here. 14 to go. Gonna get the field reset for you here. Replay going to come up here in just a few minutes. Joey Brown gets loose on the straightaway. These cars are very, very wicked to drive. 900 horsepower in a 410 cubic inch motor powered by alcohol. These cars are like riding a rodeo bull, and it's hard to hang on to them and keep them going straight. Several cars now coming onto pit road right now. Going to have to see how damaged some of these cars are here after spinning around and collecting each other. I got to imagine your pro drivers, Joey Brown and Chad Lawton here, probably have some heavy damage to the front end of their vehicles there after making contact. They're going down into turn number 1. These cars are very hairy here. 4 cars, it looks like, are on pit road right now, and 4 cars are out on the track right now. TJ Graves, the last car to do that, and Frank Berry Jr. remains in the transfer spot right now in the 97 car. Coming this time by to complete lap number 3 is your leader, Jimmy Todd. He got out front there with a great start over the 7 of Daniel Muse. Muse in the pink caged Hooters car here, running the done for by those folks there. Gonna throw it to Lawton. What are your thoughts? Do you think they can have what it takes through the?
You do. These guys are race car drivers, and this is a different style car, and the sprint car handles unlike it is going to be a challenge. End up in the B main. I'm pretty confident that he'll be able to figure it out.
All one lap down into the go back into your tonight for the sprint cars here. Laps on the board in the A main. It will be another 15 lap affair here. We do not transfer out of the 3 heat races here tonight. I'm assuming we're like 5 drivers from the B main here tonight, Eddie.
I believe that's the way. So we'll have 3 or 15. No, because we're going to start 24. So I may have to do the math again quick on that. We were kind of operating on the fly. The software but we were prepared for it this time, and we had workarounds planned, so it was a minor inconvenience this time as opposed to a entire goof up. But we are going to be starting 24 cars, and we have 33. So there'll be 3. There'll be 8 cars going home.
8 cars going home tonight here in the Sprint Car Series here. Field is doubled up here, getting ready to go back under the green flag condition here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn and does so. Green flag back in the air. 18, Jimmy Todd on the hammer. The 7 of Daniel Muse doesn't get a good restart there, and the 22 of TJ Grace was right up on the tail tank of the 7 of Daniel Muse. Everybody gets single file here as Joey Brown is off the racetrack now. He's going to have to take it to the B main to get it done. First battle side by side on the racetrack right now is for position for the 6th spot. Chad Lawton gets around the 29 of the 26 of Lawton falls back. Ryan Borges and the 97 of Frank Ferry on the racetrack. Everybody single file now. One car slow on the race. 22 TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement in the wall, pulls it off the racetrack. His night will be done here in the heat race. Tough luck for TJ Graves here as the drivers that are now one lap down now have a shot at getting into the A main feature. Ryan Borders looks to be in the catbird seat. All he has to do is make another lap here as pro driver Chad Lawton here at the back of the pack here is struggling to keep it going straight here. Actually, Ryan Borders pulls into pit lane. It looks like he possibly has a little bit of front end damage, giving the advantage now to Chad Lawton. Lawton now moves up to your fifth and final transfer spot. Battle for the third position. 97 Frank Berry gets around the 14 of Mike Testa. Testa not having the night that he wanted to. Came up just shy of being your hard charger in the Tour Modified race last night. Testa now falls back to the fourth spot here. Everybody strung out single file right now. Daniel Muse now is starting to close in on your leader Jimmy Todd here. We're working lap 10, almost 10 laps down, 5 laps to go here in your heat race here tonight in the fast heat here on ETV Live. Daniel Muse now closes it within about 1 car length here going into turn number 3. They're running different lines. Jimmy Todd is running that middle to high line coming now out of turn number 4. Daniel Muse on the bottom. Can't quite get anything done there. The gap is 2 car lengths at the stripe. Gonna have to see here as we come through turn number 1 and 2. Daniel Muse just looks like a really good drive there coming out of turn number 2. Coming through the dog leg, they're right on each other, almost they're right up on the tail tank of the 18 of Todd. Daniel Muse now starting to look on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to do everything he can to get around the 18 of Jimmy Todd. But don't look now, folks. The 97 of Frank Berry Jr. is coming. We have 4 laps to go here in this heat race. Anything can happen here, as we've seen here, as Mr. Excitement, TJ Graves, got it into the wall here, and he was in the feature here on the restart. Going to have to look and see the 97 of Frank Berry Jr. now climbing up to the tail tank of the 7 of Daniel Muse here for the second spot. Muse goes up high, so does the 97 of Frank Berry Jr. Frank Berry Jr. now on the bottom side. Muse throws the block out of turn number 4. Coming now side by side, now coming into turn number 4. We have 3 laps to go, folks. The 97 of Frank Berry Jr. puts it on the bottom. Slide jobs the 7 of Daniel Muse. It gets it done now. Coming on the back straightaway, folks. This 97 car can do it. He's got 2 laps to go. Next time by at the stripe, we'll have to see if he can get up to the leader, 18. That's Jimmy Todd. 18, Jimmy Todd now out front now by about 3-4 car lengths now coming to the stripe here. 2 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Gonna have to see here your fast heat winner of Jimmy Todd here. If he completes it this time by, he gets loose now off of turn number 4. Gives the advantage to Frank Berry Jr. Frank Berry Jr. now beaten up on the tail tank now of the 18 of Jimmy Todd. White flag in the air this time by, now coming out of turn number 4. They're almost side by side, folks, for the lead. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here in Phoenix. Side by side now turning into turn number 1. The 18 of Jimmy Todd shuts the door on the 97 of Ferry Jr. 18 Todd gets loose out of turn number 2. Coming through the dog leg. They're less than a car length separates each driver. Coming into turn number 3. Ferry's up high. 18 Jimmy Todd. He drifts up, tries to throw a block. The 97's coming on the outside, folks. We got a drag race to the finish. Who's it going to be to the stripe? It's going to be Jimmy Todd by a nose. Jimmy Todd takes the victory over Frank Berry Jr. here, folks. Side-by-side finish by 19 one-thousandths of a second, folks. Great job by both drivers to not wreck coming out of turn number 4, but you got to give credit to the 97 of Frank Berry Jr. Ferry giving it everything he could and came up literally just about 1 foot short, folks. We'll have a recap of this heat race and other heat races as well here as we will go to commercial break, and we'll grab an interview with your fast heat winner, Jimmy Todd, here in just a moment, folks. We'll go to commercial break here, so stay tuned here, folks. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Folks, we're not going to go to commercial here. I'm going to pull in Allan Bender here. Allan Bender coming.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back, everybody. You just seen one hell of a heat race here. Jimmy Todd takes home the victory side by side with a finish here with Frank Ferry Jr. Frank Ferry Jr. coming up 19 one-thousandths of a second short here. But the man of the hour is in the house here. Allan Bender here has a little bit of a late start on the evening. Allan Bender, how you doing tonight? Allan Bender, this is Justin Rose now up in the tower. Do you have a copy?
I gotcha.
Allan, how you doing tonight here? You got a little bit late start here on the evening here, but you are the man of the hour here. This race is in kind of your honor here, bringing in such a great idea here to do a breast cancer research benefit here. So, Allan, tell us how this event really came to be.
Well, this event actually started about a year ago with me and Eddie. We got together and we're thinking of a way that we can make this week 13 count, and there wasn't any better way that we came across than trying to help the Breast Cancer Foundation.
You know, how does it feel to be the guy that's the big catalyst for raising breast cancer awareness and for such a great cause as well? You know, your name is attached to this event here, and I know, you know, you're a very humble guy doing what you do for the Sprint Car Series as well here, 9-time champion, and doing your best to help out the community so people don't feel lost, because you are the Iceman. Whenever you're on the track, you're basically the one guy that's in contention to win every single race. So, Allan, how does it feel to really be the guy at the center of all of this?
Well, I don't think of it as that. You know, I just day in, day out, try to do the right things and try to do as best as I can do. And this thing here is above me. It's above the iRacing. It's above the guys who run the Sprint Car Silver Crown every week. It's just a way. If you look at all the other professional sports in the world and how they do the extra efforts to do what they can to bring awareness to this great cause. It's just it's special to be able to be part of something like this.
Definitely, and Allan, we're $15 away from our goal of $2,500 here. Jennifer Walchik came in here earlier here and listed another goal. If we can break that goal of $2,500, she has another goal set, Allan, of reaching the $2,800 mark here. How does that make you feel?
It's outstanding. You know what Eddie and his wife Jennifer have done, and what all the other fellow guys from the Sprint Car Silver Crown and the gentleman last night with the late models. I mean, it's just I'm glad. Last year was special, and we did a lot of great things, and I'm glad to see that we were able to all come together and make this season even better.
Definitely, and I know you had a rough season here. You got a late start here in Season 3 of the Sprint Car Series. You had some tough luck at Langley getting into a first corner accident there and ending your title hopes to try to take a 10th consecutive championship in the Sprint Car Series. Tell us about your season a little bit here from the beginning up to Langley.
Well, actually, I had a very, very, very successful season, and I wanted to try something different this year. I wanted to go ahead and try to throw away the first 4 weeks and see if I could still win the championship. I had a little bit of bad luck at Langley. I got taken out on the first corner, the first lap of that race, and kind of just kind of a bad move on somebody's part, and took my chances away for my ninth straight. But all in all, it was time for somebody else to take the reins and take this series over. It's quite a bit of pressure season after season, but it was a good time. If you look at my record, everything worked out good. I think I won 15 out of 16 races I entered, so led probably every lap but 40 laps I ran. So all in all, the season was awesome. I was just trying to do something different to bring some fun back into it, and but it was successful. I had a lot of fun. These guys in the sprint car season and the series are the best, and I enjoy running with them week in, week out.
Definitely, Allan, and such a great competitor here in the sprint cars here. I'm just getting word from promoter Eddie Walchuk. We're taking the top 6 cars from the heat race, so Chad Lawton makes it in, and B-Main will be coming up here in just a few moments, folks. 15 laps on the board for that, but back to you, Allan. Definitely gotta say that what really drove you to pick breast cancer as the cause, as opposed to like colon cancer or other forms of cancer as well?
Well, it wasn't one particular thing in mind. It was it was a great time of year. If you think about the time of the year that this week 13 falls into, it's the middle of October, which is the prime time for the breast awareness, and it just fit. We all have passion and want to be able to do good things, and it was just the opportunity time, and me and Eddie have talked about that, and hopefully this is something that we can continue on for many more years.
Definitely, Allan, and congratulations to you on your championship run for as long as it has been, and congratulations on a successful season, although coming up just short of the championship, Allan. What are your plans for next season going forward into season number 4?
To win every week. I mean, I'm going to come back with a terror, and I plan on coming back and showing what I do every week in, week out, and the guys need to be ready for me.
Allan Bender calling a shot here on ETV Live. Allan Bender, no stranger to victory lane here in the ETV Live broadcast, getting it done at the Milwaukee Mile here earlier this season on ETV Live. Allan Bender, you're such a great motivation behind the scenes for the sprint car community. I wish you luck on the upcoming season here, and you're going to hang around in the booth a bit here for tonight, aren't you?
I'm here all night, so whenever you guys want to chime in and get my thoughts or opinion, I'm here for you guys. You guys just use me or abuse me.
We won't abuse you, Allan, but I tell you what here, we will throw it back to you here on occasion to get the mindset of the sprint car drivers as well. Also, I do have one last question for you here. Some people are probably wanting to know, with you being so successful in the sprint cars, do you plan on making a bid in the Silver Crown Series to stop Vinny Sansone's run, as he took the title from you this year in the sprint car series this last season?
To be honest with you, what Vinny does, and PJ has done it for several times, but the commitment, what it takes for the amount of hours that I put in just to do what I've been able to do with the sprint cars, I personally do not have the time to run 2 series. To want to be able to be in a position where you can win in, week out, you have got to put in some serious amount of time. And my hats are off. I've said it to many people. The things that Vinny Sansone and PJ Sturgis do are amazing. Being able to hop in these cars, and I'm just not at that point.
Allan, you're such a great competitor. We wish you luck again in season 4 here. Good luck to you. We got El Jefe making an appearance here on occasion here in the booth here. We'll go to him here in a little while here, get his thoughts on the events from the last couple of nights here. But I'm going to bring in your fast heat winner, Jimmy Todd ekes out a close victory over Freddie Fair Jr. in the fast heat there by 19 one-thousandths of a second, side-by-side drag race to the stripe. Jimmy Todd, this is Justin up in the tower. How are you doing?
I'm good, Justin. How you doing?
I'm hearing from Race Control that was not actually the fast heat. We were able to bring you one of them here on ETV Live. We'll get you results from those heats in just a moment. Jimmy, tell us about that heat race a little bit. You had it going just fine after that first lap caution until Freddie Fair ran you down.
Yeah, he came out of nowhere. Had a good race going with Daniel and started pulling away. And next thing I know, he was all over me. But I knew I had to take the low line and make him pass me around the high side, and there at the end, he just about did.
Were you shaking a little bit at all, especially in those last couple laps, seeing that Freddie was coming up on you so fast?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is my first time in a sprint car, so it was a memorable moment, and just had the nerves going, and then just to be part of a finish like that, it was definitely a nerve-wracking moment.
Again, congratulations to you on your heat race victory. Allan Bender, I'm going to bring you back in here for a moment. Allan Bender being the sprint car king. Allan, do you have any words of advice for Jimmy here, as that was his first race in the sprint cars and ekes out a side-by-side drag race against Freddie Fair here in this heat race you've seen here?
Well, no, I think he did a good job for his first time. The biggest thing at this track that a lot of guys seem to do that'll hurt them is just overdriving the corners. Let off early, roll in the corner, make the straightaways longer on the secondary side of it. It's this place will hurt you, and the guys in the long run will eat you up if you overdrive the corners. So that's the biggest thing about this place is just go in easy, come off hard.
And Jimmy, again, congratulations for the heat race victory here. You probably have some people that make it happen for you behind the scenes. But before we get into that here, what's your motivation to come out and race for such a great cause, such as raising breast cancer awareness and help donate to breast cancer research?
Well, the biggest thing is making sure that we raise awareness for breast cancer research. I mean, we want to make sure that we can find a cure for that awful disease. I've had a grandmother that unfortunately was taken by this awful disease, and this one's for her. And just enjoy racing, and just want to get out there, raise awareness, and I appreciate everybody that made this happen.
Definitely. That's Jimmy Todd, your heat race winner here you've seen here on ETV Live. I'm going to move it now to the boss, JD, the Cowboy Webb. JD was not available with us here last night here for the late models and tour modifieds here. JD, I want to bring you in here and get your thoughts here on this wonderful two-night event that Eddie Walchick's been putting on here for ETV Live.
Thanks, Justin. And I'll tell you something. This is a product of love, devotion, from Eddie Walczyk. Jennifer heavily involved. As you recall, last year we did this for the first time with Eddie. Of course, Eddie organizing, putting this whole thing together, and it's absolutely the best thing that we have ever done. Of course, ETV Live always proud to step up to the plate and deliver quality broadcast, benefit broadcasts when the call arises. But this is just an outstanding thing here tonight. And you're right, I did miss last night, but I am here tonight. And actually, I'm prepping for another broadcast tonight, and I won't be in the booth, so I intend to stay with this one here all night.
And JD, how does it make you feel that right now we're sitting $15 short of our original goal of $2,500 here for the event here tonight?
I'll tell you, in my experience in online racing for the last probably good 10 years plus or so, the sim racing community are probably one of the most giving people I have ever encountered in my life. And this is just a fantastic thing. I mean, these guys, they come through when they're asked. Of course, we've been involved with the Morgan Schooley benefit with iRacing. Everybody came through with that one. I mean, this is probably the most giving group that I have ever encountered in all walks of life. So this is a cool thing.
And And JD, I know it's very heartwarming to know that we're just $15 short of our goal of $2,500 for the night. Jennifer set a really high mark here. That's Eddie Walchick's wife. Jennifer, you heard here earlier in an interview. Jennifer says that she wants to try to reach $2,800 now, and that's our next goal here once we eclipse the $2,500 mark.
I tell you what, put it out there and make it happen. You heard it right here on ETV Live. $2,800, guys. We're 15 bucks away from the 25. Let's make it 28 tonight before the night is over with. We still got a lot of racing coming your way, and I tell you, this is like a religious experience with me. Father Eddie Walczyk has been working on me hard, converting me into a short track lover. And I'll tell you what, no better racing than I've seen on short track races here recently. So this is really good stuff. I love it.
Again, folks, that's JD the Cowboy Webb here. He is the boss here at ETV Live. JD, thanks for your time here in the booth here. I'm going to go next now back to Allan Bender here. Allan Bender, we're getting ready to go B-Main Racing here on ETV Live here. 15 laps are on the board here. What are these cars like to drive? I mean, are they just an absolute handful like everybody makes it out to be?
Well, no. I mean, it's a matter of getting used to them. But the cars are challenging. They're probably one of the most challenging cars on the simulation. I truly believe probably, if you look at PJ and Vinny and some of the top-notch guys in the series, if you can run these cars, you can run any car on the sim. And, it's just a matter of getting practice. Practice is the big thing about these cars. And I've said something to Eddie from many times, the throttle is like pouring a glass of milk. Throttle controls everything with these cars. And the gentler you are and the smoother you are on and off, is the faster you're going to be.
Definitely, Alan. And 900 horsepower in these cars here, it's easy to stand on the gas and just burn the rear tires off. I mean, how important is that big right rear tire here on these sprint cars, especially on the pavement?
Oh, it's everything. And it all goes back to that throttle control. If you're heavy on it, you're going to be fine for a few laps. It's all about conserving that right rear and making it last for the 50 laps tonight. 50 laps at this place is a challenge. You'll see a lot of guys start getting in tight. You've got to be able to be in a position where you can run this car loose. And the looser you can run it, the faster you're going to be, and the better off you're going to be through the long haul. But you'll see a lot of guys tonight struggle and start pushing off of 2 and off of 4, and I can promise you that's what's going to happen.
Definitely here. I want to bring in your fast heat winner here. I apologize, folks, we didn't get to bring you the fast heat here. Fred Lampella, your QuickTime qualifier tonight in the Sprint Car Series here for the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. Fred, congratulations on your heat race victory. Tell us about the heat race, sir.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I thought I'd get a couple of faster laps than I did, but they were pretty consistent. Kind of held my line, and I didn't shoot myself in the foot, so that's a good one. I watched Allan run these things, and he's a robot out here, so I've learned a couple of things and I've been behind him quite a bit, so I learned a couple of things following him around and try to apply them a little bit, and it felt pretty good. What worries me is when we start dumping a fuel on these things now, they're going to get a little heavier.
And Fred, you're no stranger to being up front here in the Sprint Car Series here, contending with Vinny Sansone for several victories. I know you had a little bit of a break here in the middle of the season here. Wasn't able to quite compete for the Sprint Car Championship. Tell us about how your season went.
Well, it started out pretty good, and I knew I was going to have about a month break or 3 weeks or so right in the middle of the season. It started out well, and I just hated to walk away, but right before that happened, my power supply died on my computer too, so that led to me vanishing from one race after I got it back in, and before I got things set up correctly again. So I left on a bad note. When I came back, that guy that Allan was talking about, that was me who took him out. It was just came back, and I just didn't have the feel for the car, and kind of slid up into him and ended his night at Langley, which I apologize for, but stuff happens. And I tried to finish out the season strong, but I shot myself in the foot a couple of times. Had a couple of good opportunities to probably get close to second. I don't know if I got it, but it was fun, and look forward to next season.
Speaking of next season, Fred, what are your plans for next season here as we go into season number 4 in the sprint cars?
Well, I plan on just running the sprint season again full time. I love running with these group. What a group of guys we have got here. Vinny and PJ, they're very generous with sharing information and sets, and Allan is always helping folks out too. And I try to do that when I get a chance too. To new guys coming in, I hope we get some new faces and get some big races going, and maybe a triple split someday would be nice.
That is the goal for the Sprint Car Series, and good luck to you on the next season here. Hopefully you don't have any computer problems stopping you from possibly stopping Allan Bender, because he put out quite the shot here just a few minutes ago. Allan saying that he's going to win every race next season. Do you think you have what it takes to hang with him, and do you think you can possibly beat him straight up next season?
Well, Allan's tough to get around on the track, and I think probably the only way you can, well, one of the best ways you can beat him is beat him on Q day, and that's really tough too because he's fast. So I'll give it my shot. I'll give it my best shot. See what I can do. Try and race clean. That's one thing I'd like to clean up my incidents a little bit. I think that's been hurting me, and I think just go out and have some fun. Run as hard as I can. I put a lot of time in these cars too. I know Allan does, and so I'm going to stick with the sprints and give it another try there this season.
Well, congratulations on your season, Fred. Especially the first half of your season, you did so well, beating Vinny Sansone and taking a lot of the victories here we were broadcasting earlier on in the season. Tough luck to you. What happened to you in the middle and the end of the season here? We hope to see you in victory lane here in season number 4. Fred, I know you probably have some people that help make it happen here, whether it's family members, sponsors, whatever. Go ahead and give them a shout out here.
Okay, I'll just mention my sponsor, AMSOIL. Again, Vinny and PJ for helping everybody out on the forums and sets, and Allan for being such a good ambassador of the sprints and these charity events. And shout out to my grandsons, Brendan and Tommy. These guys are upcoming sprint drivers, so you guys better watch yourselves.
That's Fred Lampella, your Fast Heat winner and your QuickTime qualifier in the sprint cars here tonight. Fred, good luck to you in the feature race here. We hope to see you in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Getting ready to go B-Main racing now here in the server here. Quinn Landry is fastest in the warm-ups right now with a 25.512 second lap here. These cars did not transfer from the other heats here. Drivers in the server here are Quinn Landry, Joe Quinn, Steve Linder, Joey Brown, Scott Green, Brandon Schmidt, who was your third place finisher in the late models here last night for the Art Wheeler Memorial last night here on ETV Live. Scott Kelly, Ronald Williams, Ray Farlow, and Mr. Excitement TJ Graves, 10 drivers in the server here. We'll get word on how many transfer here in just a moment here, as we have about 45 seconds here before we start gridding here. Allan, what's going through these drivers' mind here? I mean, are they under a lot of pressure here to really make the show here in 25 laps here for the B-Main here? Is that really a lot of time here at Phoenix here for these guys to go from the back to the front?
It's a tremendous amount of time. A lap around here, we're running, it's a long time. So 25 laps, that's a not too far from a typical weekly show. Guys, if they got a good car, got a car underneath them, they won't have any problems going from the back, making it to where they need to go.
Definitely, and Joe Quinn and Quinn Landry, two of the fastest drivers here in practice here. Don't count out Steve Linder. Steve Linder finished second in points here, and I know the Linder brothers here doing well here in the Season 3 in the sprint cars. Tell us about those guys, especially Steve Linder. Just how strong of a competitor is he, and do you think he has what it takes to win the B-Main here and go up towards the front in the A-Main?
Oh, absolutely. Joe Quinn, Steve Linder, Kuhn Landry, Scott Green. All these guys are guys that we race with week in, week out. Scott Kelly from the starting at 7th, I believe, or where he's at. Those guys can do it. They've got a lot of experience. Chet Wheeler. These guys, are great guys to race with week in and week out, have a lot of experience, and any one of the three 4 or 5 of them can come home with a win tonight.
25 laps on the board, folks. A little bit of mistake in the production notes here tonight. It will be 25 laps here on the board tonight. Let's go through and set your starting order here on the front row tonight. Will be the 312 of Steve Linder here. Starting outside of him will be Scott Kelly in the 15 car. NASCAR iRacing Pro Series driver Joey Brown will line up third here. He had an accident here in the heat race you've seen here on ETV Live. And starting the outside of him in the 4th spot will be the number 90 of Joe Quinn. Starting in the 5th spot inside row number 3 will be the 50. That is the Gravedigger car of Chet Wheeler Jr. We had an interview with Chet on the Rewind BS and Backtalk radio show here, telling us a little bit of story behind that car. The rebroadcast is coming up tomorrow sometime, I believe, around 1 o'clock in the afternoon on ETV Live Radio. Don't miss that interview. It's quite the story, and we'll have to wish Chet Wheeler good luck, as he didn't have quite the run he wanted last night here. He will start in the 5th spot. Completing row number 3 will be the number 33 of Kuhn Landry. Inside row number 4, we will find the number 72. That's Ray Farlow. Farlow being a competitor in the USDRA Triple Crown Series. Rounding out your field, completing row number 4, will be Scott Green. Final 3 cars in the field tonight will be the 711 of Ronald Williams, the 3 of Brandon Schmidt, and the 22 of TJ Graves. Pace car getting ready to pull off here coming out of turn number 4. Steve Linder has the field stacked up, slow rolling out of turn number 4. Green flag in the air here at Phoenix International Speedway. Joey Brown gets a good start, and he's on the inside of the 15 of Scott Kelly. Makes the pass. He's up in the runner-up spot, and the number 90 of Joe Quinn following suit. 12, Joey Brown gets wicked loose coming out of turn number 2. These guys are all side by side here, almost 3 wide here for the 2nd spot. Battle for the 4th and 5th spot here. That's the 15 of Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly getting loose up on the high side. Gives way to the 33 of Kuhn Landry. Scott Kelly now falling back into the grips of the 50 of Chet Wheeler, who's also battling side by side with the 73 of Scott Green. The 3 of Brandon Schmidt is on the bottom, battling with the 73 there for the 7th or 8th spot there on the racetrack right now. We're all single file right now, looks like, coming now into turn number 3. We got 25 laps on the board, 2 laps down. Eddie Walczyk, I'd like your thoughts here as we are in the early going here of the B main.
This is exciting. There's a lot of good cars in this here race. I mean, there's some sprint car regulars. I didn't get to see that heat race, so clearly something must have happened, and these guys must have had an accident or something, because there's some fast cars in here. It's going to be real tough to transfer. We are taking the top 8 from here, so it's going to leave 2 guys sitting outside looking in, but this is exciting racing. These guys are putting on a great show, and I'm excited to get that full field of 26 cars and see what the feature's like.
Battle on for that 8th and final transfer spot as we find the 3 of Brandon Schmidt, who was your 3rd place podium finisher in the late models, side by side going into turn number 3 with the 711 of Ronald Williams. Williams on the bottom, side by side now with Brandon Schmidt coming out of turn number 4. Give the edge slightly at the stripe to the 711 of Ronald Williams. Williams less than 1/100th of a second out in front there as the 3 of Brandon Schmidt gets loose now coming out of turn number 2. Both cars almost side by side through the dogleg. Position battle up ahead for the 7th spot here as the 6th place car of the 50, Chet Wheeler. He's under attack from the 73 of Scott Green. Scott Green now getting up on the tail tank of the 50 of Chet Wheeler Jr. This is a lot of cars are all single file here as Chet Wheeler drifts high coming out of turn number 2. Gives the advantage to the 73. 73 with a wicked loose hospital wiggle coming out of turn number 2. Falling back into the clutches of the 711 of Ronald Williams. Williams has got to make a move, and he's got to make it fast. 5 laps down, 6 laps this time by inside 20 laps to go here in the B main. 7-11, Ronald Williams, he has the 8th and final transfer spot. He desperately wants to get out of the clutches of the 3 of Brandon Schmidt. Brandon Schmidt doing the best he can to hang on here. These cars are all really, really loose coming out of turn number 2. Alan, tell us about these cars here and just how dramatic the fuel burn-off is here in these cars.
It's not as much as the fuel burn off that you'll experience as it's more running off the right rear. A lot of the guys, they struggle being able to run a loose car here, and they'll get the car tight good at the beginning, and like I think I mentioned earlier, the guys will get to a position where they're pushing off, and it's they've got to get a position for tonight and for that 50 lapper where they can loosen that car up and go.
Contact on the raceway. The 7-11 of Ronald Williams makes contact with the 73 of Scott Green. Scott Green hits the outside wall and spins down into the infield. No caution on the speedway as of the moment now, but that will move the 3 of Brandon Schmidt into the 7th spot around the 7-11 of Ronald Williams. The 8th and final transfer spot is secure at the moment. Battle up towards the front now for the 2nd position here. The 90 of Joe Quinn has it. NASCAR iRacing Pro Series driver Joey Brown desperately wants it now as he closes the gap now to about 2 car lengths now, coming out of turn number 2 and coming through the dogleg. That gap is down now inside of 1 car length going into turn number 3, coming around this time by to complete 10 laps to go. That will be 15 to go here as we're almost halfway here in the B main. Joey Brown looking to the outside, looking to the inside, can't quite get it done out of turn number 4 as they're running identical lines now coming through turns number 1 and 2. Joey Brown still hanging on right to the back of the number 90 of Joe Quinn. He's back about 1 car length now going into turn number 3. Brown puts it right on the bottom, and then there's caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway will get the order reset for you here, but this will change some everything here. I believe the caution car is the 22 of TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement as we like to call him. You've seen him regularly here on ETV Live as quite the exciting driver. Always was wreckers or checkers. Just looks like going through turns number 1 and 2 here on the replay here. Just gets loose coming out of turn number 2 and just couldn't save it. And spins it around into the infield here. And that will bring out the caution on the speedway here with 12 laps here completed next time by here. So we'll be halfway at the stripe here. We'll run down your top 5 here in just a second here. But Alan, are we going to see these cars come in for possibly a pit stop here from about 5th or 6th on back? Alan, do you think we'll see any pit stops here from about 5th or 6th on back, guys just trying to make the show?
You could. Some of the guys that are in the back that are struggling could elect to come in, put some tires on and whatnot. Nobody will be picking up any fuel, but somebody might want to go and get some new rubber. But you're not going to see Steve Linder or Joe Quinn or any of the guys running up front do anything. They're good to go.
Definitely is the guys up front right now here. We have only 2 pro drivers in the race. That's Joey Brown and Brandon Schmidt, and everybody else is usually short track regulars here. 13 laps complete next time by, just past the halfway mark here in the B feature. Steve Linder out front in the 312 car. Joe Quinn, the number 90 car, he sits in the 2nd spot, was under attack from the 12 of Joey Brown. Joey Brown, and NASCAR iRacing Pro Series driver here in the upcoming season here. And in the 4th spot will be the 33 of Kuhn Landry, and rounding out your top 5 will be the 15 of Scott Kelly. 3 cars now on the racetrack here for 7th, 8th, and 9th here that were relatively close here will be the 3 of Brandon Schmidt in the 7th spot. Ray Farlow is now in the 8th and final transfer spot. TJ Graves is recovered from his spin. He will restart in the 9th position. Ronald Williams, the only taker on pit road that time by here, he will restart in the 10th position. 1 car off the track, that will be the 73 of Scott Green. Look like we'll get the field doubled up possibly next time by here, as we'll have about 10 laps or so to go here in this heat race. Alan, let's go through the thought process of some of these guys here that are further back in the field. Guys like TJ Graves and Ronald Williams, who was in the transfer spot here after making contact with Scott. You know, is he really pressuring himself that he has to get things done here in just such a short time?
No, they've got approximately another 14 laps or another 10 laps, 11 laps to go here. Those guys just need to put their heads back on, and they're still in position to go after it. Those guys can be fine.
Sprint cars restart single file here, so we'll keep an eye on who gets the better restart here. Lights are off on the pace car. We will have 10 laps to go here, so we'll have a 10-lap shootout here out in the desert here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Linder has been in the driver's seat all race long. He looks to get a good restart here as the number 90 of Joe Quinn really needs a good restart here to get away from the 12 of Joey Brown. Joey Brown pressuring the number 90 of Joe Quinn just before that caution flag came out. We will have to see if Mr. Excitement TJ Graves can recover from that spin as well, and possibly can the 7-11 of Ronald Williams make his way back into contention for the A feature here tonight. Pace car getting ready to pull off the racetrack here as we're coming through turns 3 and 4 here. 10 laps to go here when we take the green flag. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn into pit road. Green flag back in the air. Linder gets a great restart. Joe Quinn in the 90, however, does not, and has the 12 of Joey Brown all over the tail tank of that number 90 machine coming through turn number 1 and 2. Now on to the backstretch here, coming through the dog leg. Joey Brown within 1 car length of the number 90 of Joe Quinn, coming now into turn number 3. Both drivers put it right down on that yellow stripe coming through turns 3 and 4. Gonna have to see who gets the better drive this time by out of turn number 4. Joe Quinn pulls out about a car length from Joey Brown in the 3rd spot. Past 4 position back here to several cars side by side. Brandon Schmidt moves up to the 6th spot. Ray Barlow is now back to the 8th and final transfer spot here as he gets passed by the 7-11 of Ronald Williams. Ronald Williams now back in contention here for the 8th and final transfer spot as well. Hopefully he can make the A feature after having a stronger run here earlier on just before the caution flag. Going to have the order reset here. And Chet Wheeler Jr. is the last car on the track outside the transfer spot. Chet Wheeler Jr. not having the run that he would like here, getting into the Tour Modified feature last night and not having the run he would like there either. Ended up on the hook, I do believe, several laps down. So tough luck for Chet Wheeler. He's got about 8 laps to go here when we cross the stripe this time by here. 7 laps to go actually this time by. Battle up front for the lead shaping up. The 312 of Steve Linder gets a little loose out of turn 2 that time by and allows the number 90 of Joe Quinn to close back in. Gap is 1 car length now coming through turns 3 and 4. 6 laps to go this time by here in the B feature here for the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge here presented by iRacePink.com. Linder puts it right on the bottom now, opens up that gap to about a car length and a half coming out of turn number 2. Gap is at inside of a car length now, looking to go side by side into turn number 3. Joe Quinn puts it up on the high side. Linder on the bottom, crossover move possibly by the 90 coming out of turn number 4. 5 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway, looking to go side by side into turn number 1. Quinn giving Linder all that he can handle. Steve Linder on the bottom puts it right up on the outside line there, tries to throw a slide job sort of to stop the momentum of the number 90. The 90 right up on the tail tank, and don't look now, the 12 of Joey Brown is climbing into the picture as well. Number 90 of Joe Quinn puts it right on the bottom now coming out of turn number 4. 4 laps to go here at Phoenix. He's right on the tail tank. The 90 of Joe Quinn just looks like he's biding his time, looking to make his run. Coming out of turn number 2, Linder gets a little loose, drifts up towards the outside wall. And that, folks, will allow the number 90 to drift right back up to the tail tank of your leader, Steve Linder. 3 laps to go this time by. Joey Brown making his presence felt, looking to the inside of the number 90, Joe Quinn. Joe Quinn runs a smooth line out of turn number 4, and Joey Brown makes a mistake. He drifts back about 3 or 4 car lengths from the number 90 of Joe Quinn. Battle still on for the lead right now as we're looking side by side now coming through the dog lane. We may have a new leader now going into turn number 3. 2 laps to go next time by. Who's it going to be? Joe Quinn puts it on the bottom. Linder's very loose now up in turns 3 and 4. Side by side for second position now to the stripe. 2 laps to go here at Phoenix. Who's it going to be? The 12 of Joey Brown is on the bottom. The 312, that's Steve Linder. He's really wheeling that car up on the top side now. Going to have to see who gets to drive out of the corner. Side by side now for the third spot. Actually, now that goes single file. Move Joey Brown up to the second spot. Steve Linder back to third. White flag in the air for your leader, Joe Quinn. Joe Quinn, all he has to do is make one more smooth lap, and he'll put it in victory lane here in the B feature. All he has to do now is come through turn number 1 here. He's got a 4-5 car length gap now from Joey Brown. Can Joey Brown run him down? Coming out of turn number 2, that gap has stabilized at 4 car lengths now. Coming into turn number 3, I don't think Joey Brown can get it done. Checker flag in the air this time by your winner of the B feature here in tonight's Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge will be the number 90 car of Joe Quinn. Joe Quinn brings it home in victory lane. Joey Brown had tough luck in the heat race you've seen here in a first lap crash here on ATV Live here. He brings it home in the second spot. He will transfer to the tonight's A feature. Steve Linder in the 312 car. He will come home third. Rounding out positions 4 through 8 will be the 33 of Coon Landry, the 15 of Scott Kelly, the 3 of Brandon Schmidt, the 72 of Ray Farlow, and getting into the field after an incident with the 7-Eleven of Ronald Williams will be the 50 of Chet Wheeler Jr. in the Gravedigger car. 3 cars not making it into the show tonight. That is the 7-Eleven of Ronald Williams. He finishes 9th. Mr. Excitement TJ Graves finishes 10th in the 22 car, and after an incident in the first couple of laps there, Scott Green in the 73 car, tough luck for him. He finishes dead last on the night. His night is over. So, Alan, I know Joey Brown and Joe Quinn definitely showed their stuff here, and Steve Linder finishes second in the USDRA sprint car points. Tell us about that. Do you think Steve has, or any of the guys that finish in the front 3 for that matter, do you think they really have a chance to come to the front here in a 50-lap affair?
Oh, absolutely. All 3 of them do. You know, Joey had a good car there. I know personal experience with Joe. He had a little bit of problems in his heat. You can count on Joe being towards the front tonight, and Steven Linder same way. Steven just a little bit overdriving the car there in the B feature, and if he could have kept it under him, he would have been in good shape there, and I think he could have held off Joe and brought that home. But it's like I said, you can't overdrive these corners, or it'll pay in the long run.
Folks, we're going to take a commercial break here. We'll be back here in just a few moments. We'll get the B main here recapped for you here as we get ready to go A feature racing for 50 laps in the sprint cars here. Stay tuned, folks. Don't change the channel. We will be right back after these commercial messages.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back, everybody. You are watching ETV's live coverage of the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. We're going to go right into some sponsor plugs here just for a second. We got some people that are helping making this race possible here. I'm going to throw out a sponsor shout out for the Sprint Car and Midget Magazine, the world's leading short track open wheel magazine. Sprint Car and Midget Magazine features the best of sprint car, midget, silver crown, micro sprint, and mini racing. Sprint Car and Midget Magazine delivers the works of the most talented writers and photographers in motorsports to your door each month in full color on high quality magazine stock. So, I'm going to have to go visit them. They're wonderful folks. A great product they put out as well. Got to throw out a shout out for our own crew here at ETV Live. Since 2008, ETV Live has been pushing the bar in online auto sports broadcasting. The industry leader, ETV Live, has pioneered innovations that has led to the highest quality in product on the market today. Our highly experienced staff produces the best in quality with the latest in technology and software. Our system is world-class, hardwired, and state-of-the-art. You can visit us at www.etv-eplay.net. Going on right now to the Distorted Performance Group. Distorted Performance Group helps make passionate people pursue their passions. They don't do what you do, they do what you do better. They don't punch out at 5 o'clock. They don't take time off. They do what they love, and they love what they do. If you need help pursuing your passion in a profit-minded way, the Distorted Performance Group has a Distorted built program just for you. Gonna go now to your B feature winner here, Joe Quinn. You had a great run there, getting around the 312 of Steve Linder there, and also had a lot of pressure from the 12 of Joey Brown. Tell us about that B feature.
Well, I started behind a little bit. I haven't ran in a couple months, so it took a little time to adjust to the car, but we got it squared away, and hopefully we'll be good in the future.
Definitely, and moving on to the A feature, it's 50 laps. Do you think you have what it likes to go run down guys like Fred Lampella, Vinny Sansone, PJ Sturgis, and the guys that have been really strong in the sprint car as of late?
Well, PJ and Vinny helped me out with the setup. I'm running their setup, so hopefully it should be fun. We're starting near the back, so we'll see what happens.
And Joe, this is such a wonderful event here. What motivates you to really come up for such a huge event here, such as, this one benefiting the Breast Cancer Research Foundation?
Well, I like running the sprint cars, and Allan, and Eddie, and all those guys are real good, so I figured I'd come and support them and try and get my fix of racing in.
And Joe, is there anybody special that you're racing for here tonight on ETV Live here for the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge?
I'm not offhand. I'm just racing for a good cause, and we'll see what we can do in the future.
10-4, and Joe, I know you got some people that make it happen for you behind the scenes, sponsors or the like here. Go ahead and give them a shout out here as we get ready to go A feature racing here in just a little bit.
Well, I gotta thank Vinny and PJ. They work on the setups really all the time, and they hammer it out. And everyone at Last Row Motorsports. I mean, we've all been having fun the past couple of days racing with you guys. So we really appreciate what you guys do. and we're hoping to have a good run in the future.
Definitely, and good luck to you, Joe, and congratulations for taking the B feature win here. Hopefully, you can. We'll see you up in the top 10 and possibly on the podium in tonight's race.
Thank you.
That's Joe Quinn, your B feature winner here, and I'm going to go now to Allan Bender here. Allan, you're such the expert on these cars here. Would like to get your opinion here. 50 laps in the car. Are we going to see fuel stops at all here in this 50-lap race?
Maybe some of the guys in the back, but Vinny, PJ, the guys starting up in the front, probably the top 7, 8, 10 guys. You won't see them making any pit stops tonight. The cars can handle the fuel. Now you may have some guys take some chance and not put all the fuel in the car tonight to have a better car at the beginning and be banking on something like that. So 50 laps is something different than the guys are accustomed to running here, and it'll be very interesting to see how some of the different strategies play out.
Definitely. And Allan, this is going to please you. I have some great news that I've received during the commercial break here. We have eclipsed the $2,500 goal for this event here for the 2013 iRacePink.com series. We've actually hit the $2,635 mark here, which leaves us $165 short of our new goal of $2,800 here for the event. How does that make you feel, Allan?
Well, it's awesome. It's extremely awesome. I mean, I can't thank everybody that's part of this enough. Eddie and Jennifer and Chet Wheeler and Art Wheeler Memorial. I mean, it's something special. It's a great way for all of us to come together and do what we do and we enjoy, and something good to come out of it as well. So I'm very pleased and honored to be part of it. I wish I could have had the opportunity to race tonight with business and all. Running a little late, but all in all, I am extremely proud to be part of this. Thanks, everybody.
And again, a big thank you to everybody that has donated thus far, helping us eclipse our goal of $2,500. First, early on here at the beginning of our broadcast here tonight, Jennifer Walczyk came on here and tossed out a new goal of $2,800 here for tonight. That leaves us $165 short of our new goal. Our total is at $2,635. So again, congratulations to the guys here helping to raise our goal of $2,500 here. Now let's try to get that goal of $2,800. Well, how do you donate to this cause here? You go to www.iracepink.com and click the big pink button in the middle of the iracepink.com website. This takes you to the iRacePink Breast Cancer Research Foundation page. Click the Give Now button on the right-hand side of the page and choose the name of the person you are sponsoring for this event. Or you can also choose the person that you can donate in their honor if you have a loved one that has passed away from breast cancer or any form of cancer for that matter as well. Once on their page, you select the Give Now button and then follow the on-screen instructions to complete your donation. And every single dollar that gets donated, 91 cents on every dollar gets donated directly to breast cancer research. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation does not hesitate to try to get a cure for breast cancer here, as is one of the most prevalent forms of cancer and taking too many lives here in America. So again, thanks to everybody that has donated so far. Whether you got $5, $10, $100, any amount that you can donate helps us out that much more. And I would certainly love to eclipse both of our goals here tonight. We have raised, again, $2,635, eclipsing our original $2,500 goal. We have a new goal of $2,800 here. As we get ready to go main feature racing here in just a little bit here, we're going to take this time to go back to commercial break here. We'll be right back after these commercial messages, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
HD Radio Network Joint 5 5,000 plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2013 version of the iRacePaint.com Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Challenge here. I am Justin Rose. Now, joining me in the booth tonight is Eddie Walczyk, Allan Bender, and JD, the Cowboy Webb. I'm going to go to you, JD, here. We just eclipsed our goal of $2,500 here just a few moments ago here, and we're well on our way to eclipsing our second goal of $2,800. How does that make you feel here as we've already eclipsed the one goal and now we're very close to eclipsing our second one?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to see Jennifer's $2,600 goal on razor and nickel. Let's take it to $3,000. $3,000 by the end of the night, guys. We're looking at probably somewhere around 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. I want to see $3,000 on the poker table for this wonderful event that Eddie and Jennifer are putting on here. So 3,000, that's the new number. And let's see if we can attain that. You know, it's a wonderful thing to be involved in something like this. And ETV Live has been doing this since day one, since John and I first started, doing public broadcasts here for the sim racing community. And we made it a pretty good deal that anytime a benefit came our way, we were going to do whatever it took to make sure that the word got out. And we don't charge anybody for doing this. So this is a cool thing. And Eddie has worked tirelessly for, putting these events on. Of course, we did the first one about a year ago, Justin, as you recall. And, this year we're doing 2 nights worth. So, Eddie and Jennifer put a lot of work, a lot of effort into this. Big thank you to those guys. And, of course, all the drivers that pitch in. A lot of the funds come from the drivers themselves, along with other people who see the broadcast and pitch in. But, again, the new number, $3,000, Cowboy. Let's see if we can get it done.
$2,800 was the goal set by Jennifer Walczyk here at the beginning of the broadcast, as we were pretty much right at our goal of $2,500 here set last night for the broadcast here for the 2 nights now. JD, the Cowboy Webb, sets it now at $3,000, so that will set us at $365 away from our new goal of $3,000, folks. All you have to do is click on the big pink button at the iRacePink.com homepage, and that will take you to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation so that you can complete your donation there. Complete the prompts on the website here, and your donation is greatly appreciated. JD, I'm going to come back to you here. Let's talk about some of the radio shows here we have coming here to ETV Live Radio here coming up in the next few weeks.
The list is long. I tell you, a lot of things happening here at ETV Live. Of course, we're rebranding the entire shooting match. We're going to be known as ETV Entertainment. That encompasses the ETV Motorsports Live, which you're watching here tonight, the broadcast part of what we do. The other half of our entertainment feature is, of course, the ETV Motorsports Radio that's in development right now. We've got 10 hours of broadcasting coming your way, both live and syndicated per day. Some of the new shows from Victory Lane Radio, All Wheel Live. All Wheel Live is a show, a motorsports show about anything with wheels on it, motorcycles, sprint cars, you name it. We've got Speeding with Souza, a Northeastern short track racing recap that he brings. It's a 1 hour show. We've got, if you're an off-road racing enthusiast, we've got Down and Dirty. You'll be coming up live on ETV Motorsports Radio here pretty quick. And you can get it on iTunes, TuneIn Radio. We're also listed on the Windows Media Guide. So a lot of huge things happening here at ETV Motorsports Entertainment.
Thanks for that, JD here. Another donation has just come in. We hit the $2,660 mark, up I believe about $25 here from our previous status. So we're slowly climbing, folks. Here, give what you can, whether it's $5, $10, $100. Every dollar helps, as 91 cents of every dollar you give goes directly to breast cancer research and awareness programs. So again, thank you to everybody that has donated here tonight. Here, got a few minutes yet before we get into the server for A Main Racing here tonight in the sprint car here. That should be about 2 to 4 minutes out here as we get ready to go live here. 450 laps in the sprint cars here. Fred Lampella should be up near the front here, if not on the pole for your A feature race here. Up front as well should be your other heat race winner here that we've seen here live on ETV. That'll be Jimmy Todd. Jimmy Todd taking home a close victory here after a drag race to the finish here with Freddie Ferry Jr. JD, that was one hell of a heat race here we've seen here just a little bit ago.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you what, between engineering this thing, and then, of course, I do all the monitoring, checking sound and video and all that kind of good stuff. But I tell you, this is right up my alley. And like I said earlier, Father Eddie Walczyk, this is like a religious thing now. I mean, he's motivated to convert me. I'm almost converted. Not a lot of oval track stuff left in me. I'm becoming a huge short track fan, and I don't care what car it's in, Cowboy. This is good stuff. And again, the new deal tonight, $3,000. This is the most giving community I have ever been associated with, bigger than anything I've ever encountered in my life as far as donating to a cause. The sim racing community, when they do it big. So that's why I took it up another notch. $3,000, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, if we can't get there tonight, there's something wrong. So $3,000, people, that's the new goal.
Certainly $3,000 is the goal. We are $340 away from that goal right now, thanks to the person that made that $25 donation in between the last update and right now here. And again, JD, we have a lot going on here behind the scenes here at ETV Motorsports Live here as we are rebranding ourselves here. I know you noticed you left out one radio show here that's near and dear to a lot of us here at ETV. That is the Rewind BS and Backtalk show. Tell us a little bit about the radio show.
What? Rewind BS and Backtalk radio show. I tell you what, it's real, it's raw, it's over the top, and there are no rules. So you can join us every Tuesday night from 9 to 11 p.m. We talk about some of the featured races here on ETV Live, ETV Motorsports Live that we've broadcasted. One league in particular, Real Sim Racing. And I tell you, if you're into oval racing and you like this stuff, you got to be catching the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series and the Asphalt Assault Series Mondays and Thursday nights right here on ETV Live at 9:30 p.m. Some of the best online organized league races you'd ever want to witness. The Full Throttle Cup Series, Chase for the Checkers here. We've got a pretty significant prize at the end of the tunnel for the championship driver. And then, of course, the same thing with the Asphalt Assault Nationwide Series. You got one series, it's all up for grabs. Whoever has the biggest pile. And then, of course, the Cup Series, you got the 10 drivers drivers who are actually 12 drivers who are vying for that championship prize at the end of the, when we go to Homestead. But yeah, Rewind BS and Babcock. It's just, it's a show about everything and anything having to do with racing. A lot of Babcock, the BS and Babcock section about the hot topics and, the stuff that other people don't like to talk about. So it's a lot of fun. It's adult entertainment for the most part. So if you're tuning in on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, have a good time with us, and we might even pull you in on the air with us.
Definitely, and we got 3 more sponsors that are helping to make the broadcast happen here tonight. Gotta throw a big shout out to Troyer Race Cars. In 1977, the legendary Maynard Troyer quit his job at Nagel Ford and began building race cars for other drivers. He built himself a dynasty in the world of short track racing. In the year 2000, former modified racer Billy Colton took over ownership, and Troyer Chassis continues to be the highest quality, most competitive modified chassis in both the dirt and asphalt modified circuit, and has become one of the most recognized names in chassis building worldwide today. You can visit them at TroyerRaceCars.com. Moving on now, iRacing, that is the simulation you are seeing here tonight, and as well as last night here. Pretty much all of our broadcasts here are utilized here with the iRacing service. iRacing is the world's premier PC-based motorsports racing simulation. An iRacing.com membership provides entry into the newest form of competitive motorsport, internet racing. Internet racing is a fun, easy, and inexpensive way for race fans, sim racers, and gamers alike to enjoy the thrill of the racetrack from the comfort of their own home. And last but not least, let's talk about 3 Wide Media. Publishers of Dirt Late Model Magazine, Dirt Modified Magazine, and Flat Out Magazine, 3 Wide Media has established themselves as one of the premier publications of grassroots motorsports. 3 Wide Media, whether you're a racer or a fan, they give you what you want, from in-depth tech talk to interviews with your favorite drivers. Visit the 3 Wide Media website or like them on Facebook and thank them for their support of tonight's broadcast. And again, folks, while we're talking about tonight's cause here, the Breast Cancer Research Foundation here, definitely such a wonderful event here at the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. How do you donate to the cause here? Well, go to www.iracepink.com and we'll complete the prompts there. But what is iracepink.com? The iracepink.com website is the website for an annual event held here in October here. This is the 2nd annual event here on the iRacing Simulation Service. This program consists of 2 primary events using the premier short track cars and series accurate tracks. Sanctioned and promoted by the United Short Track Racing Association, this event boasts 2 full days of racing with a telethon style live streaming broadcast like what you're seeing here tonight. Again, folks, I gotta thank everybody that has donated thus far. I'll get a new total here for you here in just a moment here to see if we've moved the bar at all. I do believe we are still at $340 away from our goal of $3,000 here. $2,660 is the total amount raised here. Eddie Walczyk, I'd like to bring you in on this. We are $140 away from Jennifer's goal. JD El Jefe, the boss, as we call him here at ETV Live, just set the bar at $3,000. Do you think we have what it takes here to reach the $3,000 marker?
I do. Knowing Jennifer the way that I do, I've already texted her to let her, because she's out collecting donations right now. Obviously, there's some stuff we do behind the scenes. A lot of people don't know about sim racing, and for those of you who don't know, the United Short Track Racing Association is all about exposing people to short track racing, whether it be here in the sim or in the real world. So she's out twisting arms and getting people to jump on the broadcast for a little bit, and just to get an exposure. So I'm pretty sure that she's got it in her. She's pretty tenacious, and at our live events when we have our live sim cars out there and stuff, she's usually the one to beat when it comes to that kind of thing. I think we're up around the $2,800 mark already. I just refreshed the page. I can't add quick enough. Anyway, I know that she's out there doing it, and I think that we can get to the $3,000 mark before the end of the night. I told her that El Jefe put up a challenge, and so she's going to be bugging a lot of friends and relatives. And there's businesses that she had went to earlier that have sponsored us in the past or that we've done marketing events for, and we really wanted to do something along this telethon format, if you will. And we're in early stages of this here, but I think that we've got something special, especially if we can develop it in the back end. But I'm pretty sure she's going to be able to get there.
Again, that's promoter Eddie Walczyk here talking about wife Jennifer, who you heard here at the beginning of the broadcast, issuing a $2,800 challenge here. We're just short of that goal as well. JD Webb, being the poker man that he is, he raised the bar to $3,000, folks. We're $340 away from that $3,000 goal. Donate whatever you can, whether it's $5, $10, $100, whatsoever.
Wait a minute.
Any donation helps.
Wait a minute. JD's not the poker guy. JD's just the guy who likes to take it up a couple of notches. Hey, it's all about the bookie in Las Vegas. I'm putting some money on this deal. Take it to $3,000. We can do this. And again, the sim racing community like none other. My personal experience with donating for a cause, the people in this community donate more and do more than any other group of people that I've ever been involved with. So, and it sounds like we're getting ready to kick off the B main here tonight. I'm looking forward to this, guys. And I want to thank Justin for. I want to thank Justin for putting this thing on up here. Justin's doing a hell of a job in the booth up here, working with Eddie and calling these races. Outstanding stuff, Justin, as always. And I know you're an old pro at this. We've been together for a long time. So I'm going to jump out of here. Got to go back down to the trailer and work the button with John down there. So I'm looking forward to a good race tonight, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just pile right on that. Justin, you've done a heck of a job here the last 2 days. You're a big reason why we've been able to raise this money. You've kept you're doing above and beyond what an announcer would do. I mean, you're calling a telethon. You're emceeing a program here that is kind of, I don't think it's ever been done in this format before. We've got 10 team members on our donation crew, and they're out there soliciting these donations from people. They're going to people's homes, they're calling them on the phone, and they're directing them to the website. I'm over here, I got my left hand in my email on Facebook, and I'm driving people to do that. And we've got a bunch of people who are out there pushing this. So when they tune in, and you may think you're just going on and on and on, you may be that sponsor mention or that particular program that you're reading about, but these people are tuning in, and we may have, not any racing action on that time, but if you put yourself in the seat of watching the telethons on TV, that's how it goes. So you're doing a great job. We couldn't do this without you. I'm so grateful that Allan showed up tonight. We couldn't do it without him. Chet was in the booth last night. We learned a lot of things about how to pull this off, and there was some changes into administering one of these events here. So we've had a few challenges, but you guys stepped up to the plate. Allan, thank you for being here. Your insight and your commentary, although I know you'd love to be in that car, I'm grateful to have you. I'm grateful that you helped to plant this seed with us, and I'm grateful to have you in the booth, because your commentary and your perspective is something we don't often get to see, because the pros are usually out there on the track. So this is really neat. We're simulating a real live telethon event here, so I couldn't be happier.
Again, thanks for the sentiments. That's your promoter, Eddie Walczyk, stepping in here for a comment here. We're going to go to commercial break here, folks. We'll get loaded up here for the A-Main here in just a few moments here. We're going to go to commercial break, so don't change the channel, folks. We'll be right back after these commercial messages here. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even all that unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. You were watching ETV Live's flag-to-flag coverage of the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge here. We're getting set here to go A-Main feature racing here for 50 laps here at the Phoenix International Raceway out here in the desert here and in the Phoenix, Arizona area. Allan Bender, I'm going to bring you back in here for just a moment here as we get ready to go A-Main feature racing here. Some of these guys here we've seen here in the Sprint Car Series here in the past year on ETV Live. Let's talk about pro drivers PJ and Jake Sturgis. The brothers here, they've been some of the strongest competitors you probably had to face here on the iRacing service in the Sprint Car. Let's talk about the brothers Sturgis here and if you think they can possibly eke it out here tonight.
Those guys, PJ, I haven't had the opportunity to race with Jake as much as I have PJ, but those guys are extremely well-rounded when it comes to oval track racing, that's for sure.
Jake and PJ Sturgis are both super modified drivers out where they live. Each one of them takes turns wrenching on the car here. Jake Sturgis wrenched on the car in 2012, and PJ drove the car this year in 2013. Jake got to drive the car, and PJ took turns on the wrenches. Jake Sturgis, you're a winner in the Tour Modified race last night over Nathan Saxon here. He sits third fastest here on the practice charts here with a 25.625 second lap. These guys up here at the front here are setting blistering lap times here for being in feature race trim, Allan. How many gallons of fuel do you think these cars are running? Are they right around the max at around like 35, 40 gallons or so?
Yeah, I'm going to say they're probably around 30 gallons. I think on a typical race here, we're running around about 26 for 40 laps. So I would say tonight they're probably running around 30 to 32 gallons. We'll get them the 50 laps they need to go.
Several pro drivers here listed in the top 10 here in practice. We'll give you a rundown of the times here right now. The 57 of PJ Sturgis, he finishes fourth in last night's Tour Modified race. He's out front right now in practice with a 25.558 second lap here in the practice session. QuickTime qualifier and fast heat winner Fred Lampella. He's listed second in the practice session right now with a 25.569. Just coming up on the board, NASCAR iRacing Pro Series driver Joey Brown. Joey Brown in the 19 car here for the A-Main feature here. He comes across with a 25.595 second lap. Last night's Tour Modified winner here, just featured just a second ago, the number 11 of Jake Sturgis. He's in the fourth spot right now, again with that 25.625 second lap. Rounding out your top five is Paul Williams. Paul Williams, no stranger to trouble in the Silver Crown Series here, running out of gas here last week, coming out of turn number 4, just yards from the stripe. Paul Williams had a lot of tough luck. He actually crossed the finish line backwards at the Kentucky Motor Speedway here in a wild 3-wide battle to the stripe here. Allan here, I know you know a lot of these guys like Brandon and Vinny and a lot of these guys that you race with. I see a lot of pros are up here in the top 10 as well here. Do you think the guys that are regulars here in the Sprint Crown will prevail over the pro drivers here as they invade the race here tonight?
I think so, and it's only because of the experience in the car. These cars take a lot of getting used to. It's not a car that you can just jump in and go. These guys are fast. They'll get acquainted with the car very quickly, but I think in the long run you're going to have to fight off one of the regulars.
Definitely here. We'll have to get this set up here as we get ready to go feature racing here in just a moment here. I'm going to take this opportunity here to refresh the results here. We're setting the goal for $3,000, folks. I am happy to say our donations have gone up here as I'm tallying the totals here. We are now at $2,760 here in donations here. I'll get an update on the cash and checks that are not counted here in just a little bit here, folks, but we are just $40 away from Jennifer's goal of $2,800 here, and we are now $240 away from JD Webb's goal of $3,000 here. How do you donate to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation for this event? Go to www.iracepink.com. Click the big pink button there right in the middle of the home page there. That will take you to the iracepink.com Breast Cancer Research Foundation page. And on the right hand side of the page, you will see a big button that says Give Now. Follow the prompts, and then you can sponsor a driver with your donation in the race, or donate in the memory of somebody that you have lost to any form of cancer. So again, such a wonderful event. Thanks to those that have donated so far. And again, I am just very appreciative of the fact that we have gone over the original goal for this event of $2,500. Allan, let's get your thoughts on that here just a second here, as we're $240 away from our third goal for the event here of $3,000. How does that make you feel?
That's awesome, and I truly believe that that the guys and everybody, guys and gals that are associated with this group that's running here tonight, you will see the number that JD has put it up to. It's a good group of people, and I believe it's going to happen.
Definitely here. As we get ready to go feature racing here, we'll send it down trackside to the Cactus Cuties here in just another moment here. Got a few people we need to thank here for allowing us to do what we do here at ETV Live here. I definitely have to thank Inside Sim Racing here, sponsoring tonight's Real Sim Racing Asphalt Assault Series over on Channel 2. Inside Sim Racing is your first and best choice for all the news and reviews in online motorsports. Join Darren Ganji and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest in product reviews, simulation auto racing games for PCs and the Xbox crowd. From steering wheels to full-size racing rigs, updates on popular racing games, and a whole lot more. The yellow pages of online auto racing, Inside Sim Racing has it all. Visit them at isrtv.com, and they just released a new homepage there, so it'll look a little different for those of you that have visited the website. Such a great group of folks here. We had Darren Ganji on 2 weeks ago for the Rewind BS and Backtalk radio show here on Tuesday nights here on ETV Live Radio. Gonna have to check out that interview here if we have it up there for you to listen to. Darren Ganji is such a wonderful guy. He does a lot for the sim racing community. Again, they do sponsor tonight's Asphalt Assault Series here over on Channel 2 here, starting live here in about 20 minutes or so. You'll catch Joe Cortez and Harrison Fidelis here calling the action over there. So go over there and check it out if we're in between races here. Very, very good group of guys over there at Real Sim Racing, especially with the Monday Night Series as well, the Full Throttle Cup Series as well. And I got to throw a shout out to the HD Radio Network here, home of ETV Live Radio. The HD Radio Network gives you a variety of stations to choose from, including Big 80s Metal, all HDR Classics, all HDR Country, and more. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. The HD Radio Network stations are featured on the iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio app, and also listed in the Windows Media Guide. Listen today from hdradionetwork.com, or take it with you and get the mobile app from tunein.com. And as I say that, folks, here, we're going to send it down trackside now to the Cactus Cuties here as they have tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
what a rousing rendition of the national anthem brought to you tonight by the Cactus Cuties here. I want to bring your attention now to the racetrack here. We're going to do something special for the viewers here tonight here for the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge here. The drivers are coming out onto the track now for a 3-wide salute to Indy. This happens a lot in the USAC Racing Series here in the sprint cars and the Silver Crowns. 3-wide formation lap here, as we'll leave it here just to leave a moment of silence for those that have passed away from breast cancer or any various forms of cancer thereof. So again, a moment of silence for those that have passed away. And again, these guys are giving you a 3-wide salute to Indianapolis and a salute to those that have passed away from breast cancer or any form of cancer thereof. 26 drivers in the server tonight for your A feature here. We'll get them lined up here in just a moment here as we get ready to put 50 laps on the board here for your feature race here tonight. Allan Bender, what a beautiful sight there, these cars 3-wide here on the track.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome race to watch. I'm looking forward to getting to see this tonight.
Definitely here, as we have PJ Sturgis out front here with Fred Lampella and Vinny Sansone, the Iron Man, as we like to call him here on ETV Live here. Several regular drivers here from the USTRA Triple Crown Series in the house tonight, such as PJ Sturgis, Fred Lampella, drivers such as Paul Williams from the Silver Crown car. Brandon Buchberger is a Formula regular of the USTRA Series, as well as Mike Linder, Steve Linder, Vinny Sansone, Quinn Landry, and the like. A lot of regulars here in the short track stable here tonight in your A feature here. 50 laps on the board here at the Phoenix International Raceway. We'll get them lined up here in just a moment here as we get ready to go onto the grid here for feature racing here as we complete another lap under the 3-wide formation here, folks. What a sight. Is often imitated, never duplicated here. As the cars here are just pulling off the track here, as these drivers are getting a little bit hairy here, getting antsy here, getting ready to start gridding here as we will start running through your grid here for tonight's race. On the pole for your feature event here tonight for the 50-lap feature will be the QuickTime qualifier fast heat winner, the number 16 of Fred Lampella. Starting to the outside of him on the front row will be the 57, and that's pro driver PJ Sturgis. Inside row number 2, you will find the 80 car of Vinny, the Iron Man Sansone. Starting the outside of him, completing row number 2, last night's Tour Modified feature winner, Jake Sturgis. Jake Sturgis finished 4th in the iRacing World Championship Grand Prix Series for Inex Racing. Congratulations to him on that here. He will roll off again in the 4th spot. Starting inside row number 3, completing your top 5 tonight, will be the number 3 of Mike Linder. Starting the outside of him in a nice blue, white, and pink breast cancer scheme will be the number 2, that's Paul Williams. Inside row number 4, you will find in the 7th spot the number 12 of Ryan, the Madman Steele, as we like to call him. Ryan always puts on a great show here in the sprint cars here. Keep an eye out for him. Starting outside of him, completing row number 4, will be the number 157 of Andrew Fayash, 3rd. Starting inside row number 5 is going to be the number 9 of Randall Robinson, and starting outside of him in the 10th spot will be the number 20 of Brandon Buchberger. Starting inside row number 6 will be the 14 of Ernest Brown. Outside of him in the 12th spot, the number 66 of Mark Hefner. Inside row number 7, you will find the 18 of Jimmy Todd, winning a great heat race over the number 97, who starts 14th. That's Frank Berry Jr. Inside row number 8 will be the 15th place car. That's the one of Daniel Muse. Outside of him, the 13 of Mike Testa. Cars rounding out the field here tonight will be the 17th place car, the 26 of Chad J. Lawton, 32 Ryan Borges, 90 Joe Quinn, 19 Joey Brown, 312 Steve Linder, 33 Kuhn Landry, 15 Scott Kelly, 25 Brandon Schmidt, 72 Ray Paulo. Rounding up the field, shotgun is the 50 of Chet Wheeler. 26 cars on the track here for 50 laps here as we get ready to go feature racing here. Pace car, the Ford First Mustang pace car, makes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Fred Lampella on the hammer, green flag in the air here. We are A-Main racing here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Battle for the third spot here going into the first corner here. Vinny Sansone on the bottom. The number 11 of Jake Sturgis gets the run on the high side here as we have a battle up front already through the dogleg. The 57 of PJ Sturgis wants that top spot, puts it right on the bottom, and the 16 of Fred Lampella up on the high side, not going to give it up easily. Coming out of turn number 4 here, Fred Lampella falls right behind the 57 of PJ Sturgis. The 11 of Jake Sturgis is right up on the tail tank of the 16 of Fred Lampella. Lampella, he was your QuickTime qualifier and fast heat winner. Look for him to make some noise here before it's all said and done. Battle is on for that second spot here as Sturgis looks high, looks low coming through the dogleg. Can't get it done this time by going into turn number 3 as Riot Steele now is up and battling Mike Linder for the 5th spot here. Go almost 3 wide now going into turn number 1 here as they all wisely back out and go single file. Coming through turn number 1 and 2, Ryan Steele up on the tail tank of the 3 of Mike Linder. Paul Williams right behind him in the 2. Don't count out the 157. That's Andrew Fayash III. He's a NASCAR iRacing Pro Series driver as well. He's in contention here early on here in the sprint cars here as we're putting 3 laps in the books already. 50 to go. What's going through these drivers' mind, Alan, here as we're just early on here in the running, and these guys are running oh so close together.
Right now, they're just trying to gather themselves and get into a pace and get a feel of the car and just start moving ahead as they can go.
Battle on for the 7th spot on the racetrack. Paul Williams has it. Andrew Fayash III wants it. Fayash almost side by side in the dogleg, wisely backed out of it as Paul Williams shut the door on Andrew. And caution is on the speedway here. We'll have your caution car, the 312. That is Steve Linder. Steve Linder around, sitting in turn number 4, slow on the track. I'm also hearing the 13 of Mike Testa is involved, as well as the 18 of Jimmy Todd. Jimmy Todd involved as well. Steve Linder, tough luck for him. He finished 3rd in the B-Main feature here tonight. We'll have to see if he can get his car regrouped here, as it looks like he has heavy front-end damage on that 312 machine. Tough luck for the 312 here early on here at Phoenix there, Alan.
Tough luck. The guys are, they just need to settle in, get in their rhythm, let the track come to them, let the guys in front of them come back to them, and go on. 50 laps is a long time at this place.
As we get the replay here ready for you here in just a moment here, we'll take a look at what caused that 312 to be the caution car here. As going into turn number 3 here, the 13 car, that hooked right rear with the 312 of Steve Linder. Steve Linder upside down, flipping several times through turn number 4, lands upright. I don't think he's going to be able to get that car repaired. His night may be over as well. The 13, that is Mike Testa. Mike Testa able to continue there, but tough, hard hit for the 13 as well, going into the outside wall. The front Nerf bar smashed in on the 13 as well. The heavy front end damage to the number 13 as well. Gonna have to see how it shakes out here as we'll get a reset of the order here early on here. 5 laps down here, 6 laps down here. We have 44 laps to go here. The 13 of Mike Testa on pit road already here, as we should be creeping up here on 1 to go next time by. PJ Sturgis out front in front of brother Jake Sturgis in the 2nd spot. 16 Fred Lampella, your pole sitter for tonight's race. He is sitting in the 3rd spot after that initial melee there. 80 of Vinny Sansone is hanging strong to the 3rd spot, and Mike Linder, who was under pressure from Ryan Steele just as the caution flag came out, he rounds out your top 5 on the racetrack right now. So a lot of guys here showing some strength here, especially in the top 8 here in the early going here, Alan.
No, absolutely. These are a good group of guys. You shouldn't see them make too many stupid moves. They're gonna keep their heads on them, and it's gonna be a great race to watch.
Single file restart here. You will see here in the sprint car series here on iRacing here. The sprint cars here, tough to line them up side by side here like we do for the start of the race here. Much safer to let them go single file here, as that would be the way we will restart all night long here. Lights are out on the pace car here. We are going to go back to the green flag condition here with 42 laps to go here in this 50-lap affair. PJ Sturgis needs to get a good restart here as Jake Sturgis looks like he has the car to beat his brother here, was running right up on the tail tank of brother PJ here as the caution flag came out as well. Lights are off on the pace car again as the field starts to get stacked up now, coming into turn number 3 here as the Ford First Racing Mustang pace car gets ready to make that hard left-hand turn. 16 Fred Lampella closes the gap here as the field starts getting stacked up now as everybody gets antsy looking for this green flag here. Pace car makes that hard left-hand turn. PJ is stacking them up. PJ's on the hammer now. Green flag back in the air. Green flag racing here at the Phoenix International Racial. Caution on the speedway already here. We have cars wrecking at the back of it. Here is the 20 of Brandon Buchberger already around on the restart and back underway here. So just as we get the green flag condition here, Allan, drivers have to deal with the possibility that we may have instant cautions here. So tough luck for Buchberger here as he usually a contender here in the sprint car series. He's got a long way to go to get to the front here tonight.
He does too, and Brandon's been an outstanding competitor in this series. He took last season off, had a little bit of trouble, found himself in these type of incidents, exactly what we just saw here on this restart. Hopefully his car's not damaged too bad, and we can watch Brandon come up from the rear because it ought to be interesting.
I'm also hearing that the 76 car, Randall Robertson, had some issues there on the restart as well, and just kind of didn't go, and Brandon Buchberger had nowhere else to go. So the 76, kind of the cause of the caution there, Randall Robertson having the caution attributed to him and a poor restart here. We'll get your top 10 order here reset here as we have 10 laps complete now out of 50 laps here in the scheduled affair here in the sprint cars. Still out front right now is the 57 of PJ Sturgis. Jake Sturgis in the 11 car is second. 16 Fred Lampella, he sits third. Vinny the Iron Man Sansone, he's in the 80 car, he runs fourth. Rounding out your top 5 will be the 3 of Mike Linder. Position 6 through 10 on the racetrack right now will be the number 12 of Ryan the Madman Steele. Right behind him in the 7th spot is the number 2 of Paul Williams. To A spot right now, battling with Paul Williams for that 7th spot here before we had the first caution flag. That is the 157 car of Andrew Fayash III. Rounding out your top 10 tonight will be the 76. That's your caution cause right there. That is the 76 of Randall Robertson. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 97 of Frank Ferry Jr. Frank Ferry Jr. looks like he may have a car that's in contention here as he's up several spots already here in the first 10 laps or so here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Frank Ferry coming up about 1 foot short in that heat race, Allan. And let me tell you something, that was one exciting heat race here. Do you think we'll see a battle to the checkers like we've seen here in the heat race earlier on here in the broadcast tonight?
Oh, I absolutely do. There's going to be it's going to be a shootout at the end. You're probably going to see about lap 40. The guys start getting pretty aggressive. If I'm Michael Linder, I'm sitting in a pretty good spot right now.
Lights are still on the pace car here as we have probably the one to go next time by here, folks. I don't have a current total right here for you right now, but as of last check, we were $260 away from JD the Cowboy Webb's total, his goal of $3,000. Donate to the cause here for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Here, how to do that? You go to www.iracepink.com, click the big pink button in the middle of the home page here. That will direct you to the iracepink.com Breast Cancer Research Foundation fundraiser page, and then you'll be able to click the Give Now button on the right-hand side of the page. Complete the prompts there. You can either sponsor a driver in tonight's race or donate in the memory of somebody affected by breast cancer. Lights are off on the pace car here. We have 12 laps complete. We will have 37 laps to go, so 13 down, 37 to go. Back to the green flag here. PJ Sturgis needs to get a better restart than the one he did the last time here. Brother Jake looking to take that lead spot here from the 57 of PJ. Fred Lampella has not got a good start all night long here between the two restarts we've had already and the start of the race as well. So Fred Lampella needs to get on the hammer a little bit and try to run down the Brothers Sturgis. Field starts stacking up now as we enter turn number 3 on the racetrack as well. The 57 of PJ Sturgis is right up on the back end of that Ford First Mustang racing pace car as the pace car driver looks for pit road here as he's starting to make the exit out of turn number 4. PJ looking like he's waiting, stacking up the field now. He's on the hammer. Green flag back in the air here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Better restart this time by the 57 of PJ Sturgis. Everybody looking single file here pretty much through the top 10 positions or so. Battle is for the 10th spot as Frank Berry gets a little looser, giving way to the 66 of Mike Hefner, allowing the 14 of Ernest Brown to get underneath him, going through the dog leg, going into turn number 3, looking 3 wide almost. The 33 of Kuhn Landry wisely backs out of it, giving way to the 25 of Brandon Schmidt. Brandon Schmidt, NASCAR iRacing Pro Series driver, finished 3rd in the late model feature last night in the Art Wheeler Memorial Fall Classic as they make contact now going into turn number 1. These guys banging wheels here in the early stages here at Phoenix International Raceway. Number 90 of Joe Quinn, your B main feature winner. He is up to the 15th spot right now on the racetrack, passing Brandon Schmidt for the 14th spot on the racetrack right now, back up on the tail tank of the 25 of the 33 of Kuhn Landry for the 13th spot. Going to have to see if Joe Quinn can start running these guys down one by one as he looks to the outside of Kuhn Landry right now, side by side. Landry gets a little bit loose coming out of turn number 2 here, looking side by side almost through the dog leg. Kuhn Landry giving the outside lane right now to Joe Quinn. Quinn hanging tough on the high line, drifts there, still right on the tail tank, and we have caution on the speedway. Ryan the Madman Steele having tough luck here in the early going. He was sitting facing the wrong direction. He is in the 12 car. The 12 car Ryan Steele facing the wrong way again out of turn number 4 here. Tough luck for the Madman here. Usually a contender in the Silver Crown cars, really doesn't quite have the grasp, as he said last night, on these sprint cars here. Alan, thoughts here early going here? Seen a lot of guys here that were strong in practice and in the B feature here starting to make their way up from the back of the pack, such as Joe Quinn and Frank Berry Jr.
And you will. I think you'll continue to see that as this race goes along. Those guys are good. They understand what it takes to run this car for 40 laps. 50 laps, not going to be too much more of a difference to those guys. Biggest thing, I think you see a little bit with Ryan there. Ryan has a tendency overdriving the car a little bit, and you just can't do it in this with this sprint car.
33 laps complete this time by as we cross the stripe here. We're going to get you updated total here for the donation event here. We were sitting at $2,760 here. We have not budged an inch here since the last update here, so we're sitting $240 short of our next goal of $3,000, folks. To donate, go to the www.iracepink.com website there, and we'll get you updated there and get you on your way here as the night goes on here. Again, $240 short of our goal. We will not go to commercial break here as we are under the caution flag here. PJ Sturgis out front right now over the 11 of Jake Sturgis. 16 Fred Lampella is still holding tight to the 3rd spot here. The top 5 is pretty much unchanged. 4th spot Benny Sansone and 5th spot Mike Linder as well. Paul Williams and Andrew Fayash III will benefit from the 6th and 7th spot, gain the 6th and 7th spot from the 12 of the Ryan Steele, who was sitting on pit road, probably to get new tires and probably a little bit of fuel to help make his car stable. Probably apologizing for his spin if anybody got collected up with him as well. Several pro drivers now starting to make their way through the field here. Starting to notice that Bayash is starting to climb as well. 2 pro drivers at the front of the field, the brothers Sturgis, that's PJ and Jake as well. Joey Brown is off the racetrack right now. His night is done. He is 9 laps down. He will have another tough finish here in the charity races here. Other pro drivers of note in the 14th and 15th spot right now, the 25 and 26, that's Brandon Schmidt, and the 26 of Chad J. Lawton. 2 NASCAR iRacing Series Pro drivers here, competing in the Pro Series here in a couple of weeks here on ETV Live here in just a few weeks here. You'll catch that here, I do believe, I want to say on Tuesday or Thursday nights here, right around 9 o'clock or so. You'll catch those broadcasts here in just a few weeks here. So a lot of these guys, they want to compete for the DWC championship there. That's the next step up there. But to get there, they have to win in the Pro Series and finish. I believe it's within the top 10 or 20 or so in points in the Pro Series as well. So, Alan, a lot of these pro drivers here making an appearance here, making their presence known to the short track regulars. Again, the guys on the move seem to be the short track regulars, but don't count out those 2 guys in the 14th and 15th spot as well.
No, absolutely not. You know, those guys are pros, and they're pros for a reason. That's because they can get around a track fast and consistent. Those guys are going to be, those guys are going to be threatened to do some great things tonight if they can keep a car in under them.
I'm going to go next to promoter Eddie Walczyk. Eddie, do we have an update on cash and checks that have not been counted?
We're looking right now. I actually was just getting a text update when you whispered me in.
Green flag back in the air already. We'll have that update for you here in just a few moments here. We'll update that total for you if we have an update for you here. The 80 of Vinny Sansone is pressuring the rear end of the 16 machine, Fred Lampella, for the 3rd spot. The Iron Man looking inside, outside, any way he can get around the 16 of Fred Lampella. These two have been the front runners all season long in the USTRA Triple Crown Series, as Fred Lampella drifts up a little bit out of turn number 4, allowing the 80 of Sansone to close in as we're going side by side now going into turn number 1. 80 of Vinny Sansone, he backs out of it a little bit. The Iron Man being smart here as we're 21 laps down, folks. 29 laps to go here in the sprint car feature race. Top 5 are all stretched out, single file here. The only spot for battle up here in the top 5 is for the 3rd and 4th spot here. Gonna bring it back here a little ways to the 12th and 13th spot. The 90 of Joe Quinn got around the 33 of Kuhn Landry here, as we'll reset the order for you here. Coming this time by Joe Quinn, takes the 13th spot, gets around the 33 of Kuhn Landry. Pro drivers Chad Lawton and Brandon Schmidt get around the 33 of Kuhn Landry here. Losing my place a little bit with these drivers here. 26 drivers in the server again tonight, 450 laps here. Chad Lawton working the bottom now, looking to the outside now out of turn number 4. Almost gets into the wall this time by the stripe. Halfway get the run now coming number 2 rapid coming through the dog leg here on the backstretch, shuts the door, runs that high line a little bit. Chad Lawton now digging deep, running on the bottom line, coming out of turn number 4, cannot close the gap on the 33 of Kuhn Landry. Chad Lawton now starting to fall into the clutches of the 15 of Scott Kelly, as Scott Kelly runs up on the back of these two guys for the 14th and 15th position here as well. Also, do not count out the 72 of Ray Follow and the 50. That's the Gravedigger. That's Chet Wheeler. Chet Wheeler on the march from the back of the pack. He gets around the 72 of Ray Follow, as does the 1 of Daniel Muse. Muse on the bottom here for the 18th spot here at the stripe here. Halfway this time by here. We'll run down the field for you here in just a moment here. Muse side by side with Farlow coming out of turn number 2. The 12 of Ryan the Madman Steele tries sticking his nose in it. recovering from the spin here just a few laps ago here. This is a sprint event. It'll be over before you know it here if we stays green here. Steele looking to the outside of Muse right now, coming out of turn number 4, looking to make it almost 3 wide now, gets around the one of Muse. Move Ryan Steele back up to the 19th spot here. Steele on the move right up on the tail tank of the 72 of Ray Farlow. Farlow, one of the disabled racers.com entries here in tonight's event, as well as the 12 of Ryan Steele gets around the 72 of Ray Farlow here. Now we are past halfway, folks, here, almost 30 laps into the 50-lap affair here. We'll quickly run down your field here. Out front right now is the 57 of Jake Sturgis right now, or excuse me, PJ Sturgis. Right behind him is the 11 of Jake Sturgis. 16, Fred Lampella, is right behind him, and right behind the 16 is the number 80 of Vinny Sansone. Drifting back a little bit here is rounding out the top 5 here is the 3 of Mike Linder, but he's under assault from the 2 of Paul Williams here. Caution on the speedway here. The 76 of Randall Robinson is sitting parked here down by the pit entry here at turn number 4 here, just a few yards from the stripe here. Randall gets that car facing the right direction here. We'll get the field reset for you here and complete your full field run down here in just a few moments. These guys are starting to set up for their position battles here. The top 4 guys look like they have the cars to beat here tonight, Alan. That's PJ, Jake, Fred, and Vinny.
Absolutely, and on this next restart, watch Vinny. Watch car 80. Vinny's very, very good on these restarts. He will make a move on Fred. We'll just have to see if Fred tries to block him and do some of the things that he's done in the past. But I think Vinny's still got a car to win this race.
As we watch the replay of what happened to the 76 car here just a few laps ago here. We'll get that replay up for you here in just a second here as the 76 goes into turn number 3, puts it right down on the bottom line here. Gonna have to see if he just gets loose, and yes, he just loses it coming out of turn number 4, spins in front of a lot of drivers, gets down and smashes into the infield wall there with the right rear. But we're gonna go to commercial break, folks. Here it'll be just a quick one. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back here and we'll reset the field for you after the commercial break. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching ETV live flag-to-flag coverage here of the 2013 iRacePink.com Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge here. Getting them mixed up here with last night's event here, the Art Wheeler Memorial Fall Classic. Allan Bender, I have a new result for you here. We have eclipsed the $3,000 mark here, as we have just hit the $3,000 mark here. I cannot say enough about everybody that has donated thus far here as the lights go out on the pace car here quickly. We have hit the $3,000 mark here. Let's try to get that up over $3,100 here on this broadcast here as we go on.
That's awesome. I'm amazed. Just thanks to everybody that's been a part of this, and I think we can do better yet. We still got another 100 lap feature coming up. Let's do it, guys.
quickly reset your top 5 here. 57 PJ Sturgis still out front, leading almost every lap here in the feature thus far. 11 Jake Sturgis right behind him in second. Fred Lampella, your QuickTime qualifier and fast heat race winner here. He sits third right now on the racetrack. 80, the Ironman, Vinny Sansone, he runs fourth, and the 3 of Mike Linder is on the racetrack right now in the 5th spot. Pace car getting ready to duck off onto pit road as we go green flag racing here with 17 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway in the sprint car feature. Pace car on pit road, PJ on the hammer, green flag back in the air. We have 17 laps to go here this time by. PJ gets a good restart here. Everybody in the top 5 pretty much breaks away here cleanly. Battle is on for the 6th spot and the 5th spot as well. Mike Linder loses ground coming out of turn number 2, almost side by side now for that 5th spot right now. Paul Williams looking on the inside, and Mike Linder shuts the door pretty hard on the 2 car of Paul Williams. 157, that's Andrew Fayash the third. Andrew being patient, trying to wait for these guys to make a mistake here. This is positions 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack right now. Gonna have to see what happens here as Paul Williams makes a little bit of mistake here. Gets sideways coming out of turn number 2. Fayash looks to the bottom here as Paul Williams shuts the door on Fayash. Fayash now puts it right back on the bottom here, drifts up to the middle lane, possibly looking to do a crossover drive move coming out of turn number 4 to run up on the tail tank of the 2 of Paul Williams. Battle is heating up for the 3rd spot here as the top 4 cars you can pretty much throw under a blanket. Vinny Sansone within a couple car lengths of the 16 of Fred Lampella. Lampella doing everything he can to hold on to the back of the Sturgis brothers, but the Sturgis brothers are starting to pull away here as the 57 and 11 of PJ and Jake Sturgis here out by a few car lengths over Fred Lampella. Sansone digging deep. He's within 1.5 car lengths now going into turn number 1. Lampella drives it in deep, expands that gap a little bit as Sansone gets the better drive now coming out of turn number 2. He is within 1 car length of the 16 of Fred Lampella. Inside 15 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway. These guys are starting to slice it and dice it up here as time is running out. 13 laps to go this time by here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Sansone looking high, crossing over, trying to get that drive out of turn number 2. Runs right up on the tail tank of Fred Lampella. Less than a car length separates them now coming through the dogleg. Going into turn number 3, these guys get single file again, moving on to a position battle back here for the 14th spot. Ryan Steele makes his way around the 15 of Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly trying to do the crossover move, gets onto the apron now coming out of turn number 4, gets a little bit loose. Ryan the Madman Steele recovering from his earlier spin makes his way back inside the top 15 and moving further up the racetrack right now. Battle on for the 10th spot right now. Brandon Schmidt, your 3rd place finisher in the late models here last night, is under attack from the 90 of Joe Quinn, your B main finisher. He was your B main winner actually, and Joe Quinn looking to the outside here as there's a 3-way battle here for the 9th spot here. Frank Berry Jr. has it. Brandon Schmidt wants to take it, but Joe Quinn's giving both of them pressure here as Quinn looks to the inside here and gets the door shut on him coming out of turn number 2 by the 25 of Brandon Schmidt. Schmidt puts it right back on the bottom there as he tries to get right up on the tail tank of the 97 of Frank Berry Jr. Frank Berry Jr. shuts the door now coming out of turn number 4. There are 10 laps to go here in this feature race here. These guys are starting to run out of patience here. They're looking high, looking low. Schmidt up on the high side in the gray stuff. Shuts the door on the 90 of Joe Quinn. Quinn trying to do everything he can to keep it off the rear end of the 25 machine. Quinn looking high, looking low, doing everything he can here. 9 laps to go here as we are now side by side for the 9th and 10th spot. The 97 of Frank Berry drifts up high, yields the low line to the 25 of Brandon Schmidt. The 90 of Joe Quinn here. They throw a blanket over these 3 for the 9th spot. Inside of 10 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway. The 97 gets it gathered back up here and gets back out in. He's actually running down the 66 of Mark Hefner for the A spot as well. Position 6 through 10 on the race, or 6 through 11 on the racetrack. You can throw a blanket over them. 8 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway, side by side here for the 10th spot. Quinn now gets the better drive coming out of turn number 2, takes the advantage going through the dogleg and gives the spot to the 90 of Joe Quinn. Quinn is on the move, folks. He's getting right up on the race for the lead now. PJ Sturgis under attack from the 11 of Jake Sturgis. Jake Sturgis also feeling the pressure from the 16 of Fred Lampella. The two strongest guys in the sprint car series here running third and fourth right now. The 16 machine of Fred Lampella under attack as they go side by side going into turn number 3. Lampella closes the door on the 80 of Vinny Sansone. Sansone having to back out of the throttle here as they were side by side for the third spot here. 6 laps to go here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Coming up on 5 laps to go and next time by here. Sansone right up on the tail tank here as PJ Sturgis is under attack from brother Jake as well. These guys are doing a hell of a job to keep it off each other here. Coming into turn number 3, gap is 1 car length now for your leader PJ Sturgis over brother Jake, and then it's 2 car lengths back to the 16 of Fred Lampella. The top 4 are all under a blanket here. 5 laps to go here at Phoenix International Raceway. These guys are running the same line through 1 and 2. Right up there on the middle high line there is Sansone. Ducks out of line, looking high, looking low. It's almost side by side. Backs out of it going into turn number 3. Trying to get a better drive here coming out of turn number 4. 4 laps to go here at Phoenix as Fred Lampella doing everything he can to hold off the 80 of Sansone. Sansone looks low. 16, Lampella shuts the door on the Iron Man. Iron Man digging deep, trying to recover on the high side. Gets a run out of turn number 2. Can't quite get it done. Battle on for the lead right now. Jake is rare. He is there. He's right on the tail tank of brother PJ and doing everything he can. This may be a battle to watch here before the finish here. 3 laps to go here at Phoenix. PJ out front by 2 car lengths now over Jake Sturgis. 2 car lengths back to the third spot of Lampella. Lampella running up on the back bumper of the 11 of Jake Sturgis. Sturgis loses about another half a car length now to brother PJ here as these guys are trying to outduel each other. 2 laps to go next time by. 2 fingers in the air for your leader, PJ Sturgis here as he gets a little loose coming out of turn number 4. Gets it a little sideways. Allows your brother Jake to close up within about a car length and a half. We're side by side for the third spot. Sansone doing everything he can to get underneath the 16 of Lampella. Lampella able to hold off the 80 of 90 car around. That is Joe Quinn, your B-main feature winner. And folks, that is going to end the race here. White flag in the air for your leader, PJ Sturgis. All he has to do is catch up to the pace car and finish this one under caution, folks. Tough luck for your B-main winner, Joe Quinn. He just looks like we're going to have to catch the replay here, see what happened here. Looks like the incident going into turn number 1, trying to pass the 66 of Mark Hefner, spins it around in turn number 2 and gets up into the outside catch fence. Folks, that is going to end the race here as we are under the caution flag now coming into turn number 3. PJ Sturgis looks like he's going to get redemption for last night's Tour Modified race as well as the late model race as well. PJ Sturgis, all he has to do is cover these next couple of 100 yards, Allan here, and he's going to end up in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, outstanding job by PJ. Typical way he races the race, very smart, smooth, and it's no surprise to see him win tonight.
Definitely, and PJ Sturgis gets congratulations from brother Jake right in the tail tank there. These cars are a little bit different than the closed body cars we've seen here in the late models here last night. We will go to commercial break here in just a moment here as we get ready for your sprint car post-race show. We'll have an update for your donation amount here in just a few moments, folks. Trying to eclipse the $3,100 mark here as we come back from commercial break here. Stay tuned, folks. Your sprint car post-race show will be right back after these commercial messages. Don't change the channel, folks.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy. HD Radio Network join 5,000 plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to ETV Live's flag-to-flag coverage of the 2013 edition of the iRacePink.com Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenger. My name is Justin Rose. Now joining me in the booth tonight is Eddie Walczyk and Allan Bender here, getting ready to start your sprint car post-race show here as we're going to go down trackside now with third-place finisher Fred Lampella. Fred, you were the QuickTime qualifier fast heat winner, just couldn't get it done here tonight in the sprint cars. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about the start. I think I could have done a little less fuel. Maybe it would have been a better start for me. But PJ and Vinny, or PJ and Jake and Vinny also, they're three of the best in the business and traffic. And I was just trying to do the best I could on the start and stay out of trouble and make sure we didn't get tangled up or anything. And I did make it around and feel good about that. I lost a couple spots, but I'm okay with that too.
Definitely here. And tell us about that position battle with Vinny. Vinny gave you everything that you could handle there at the end of the race here as you were trying to make your way up to the tail tank of second place finisher Jake Sturgis. Tell us about that battle with Vinny, just how hard that was keeping him behind you.
Yeah, he was an animal behind me. I hope I didn't make any bad moves there. I'll have to go look at the replay, but I was trying to put a little gap, and I just couldn't get a gap on him. He was so fast, and I was trying to hold my line down below and give him a little bit of room too. And I think a couple times I might have squeezed him. So I'm sorry about that, Vinny. But it was watching those two up front behind me. I was in a hornet's nest, that's for sure.
And Fred, you know, it's not the finish spot that you wanted, but you got to be pleased with a third place finisher, with the quality of guys that were in the server tonight. Several pro drivers making their appearance in the sprint cars. You can't really give yourself too much of a hard time there finishing third to PJ and Jake.
Oh, absolutely. There's no shame in finishing behind those two guys. Well, you've seen what they can do in just about any car they jump in, so I feel good with the third tonight.
And Fred, I know you got some people that make it happen for you. Go ahead and give them a shout out again here. You've certainly earned it here. That's third place finisher Allan Bender here. Give him a big shout out here on ETV Live.
Yeah, I want to thank my sponsor, Amsoil, my family for putting up with my racing habit. I put some hours in here. Also, the guys I run with in the sprint cars, Allan, Vinny, PJ, and we see Jake in there, and when he comes to town, you know there's trouble. The Linder boys, they're always fast and fun to run with. Chet, he's a great guy to run with. I'm forgetting a bunch of guys. Kuhn Landry, I really love running with these guys. Great bunch of sprint guys. Look forward to next season.
That was your third place finisher, Fred Lampella. Fred, congratulations on your night here. And are you running the Silver Crown cars here in the next race?
I'll give you a definite maybe. I might be a back marker on those, though.
We'll hope to see you, Fred. And again, congratulations on the night. Now, moving on to your second place finisher, Jake Sturgis. Jake, you won the Tour Modifieds last night here. You come home second in the sprint cars. Tell us about your race.
We had our setup to be fast, like right off the start of the race, and not so much at the end, but we had quite a few cautions, so we didn't burn as much fuel, and we were still able to hold those guys off at the end, but Vinny was really fast there the last few laps, and I think maybe he had something for PJ, but I would have gone for it on that last lap if we didn't get that caution. I was pretty close, so I was hoping I'd get a shot at him, but that yellow came out right as we were coming to take the white flag.
Being that these are short track cars, I know you're a pretty clean racer, Jake, but would you have possibly made a little bit of contact with PJ to try to get him up and out of the way?
Well, I could have tried it. I was never quite close enough, and maybe on the last lap I give him a shot, but in these cars, as soon as you touch somebody, you're wrecking, so I'm not sure I would have wanted to wreck us both, or he'd probably come and punch me.
Well, Jake, anyway, you know, congratulations on your run last night. Congratulations on your run tonight in the sprint cars. Are we going to see you here in the next race here in the Silver Crown cars?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot, but I don't think I've raced that car in a couple of years. Hopefully it's not too much different from the sprint car.
Definitely. And Jake, you know, you got some people that make it happen for you on both sides, the road side and the oval side. So give them a big shout out here, man. You've definitely earned it here with a second place finish in the sprint cars.
Well, I want to congratulate my brother PJ on his win and thank him for letting me use his setup. It was pretty fast. And I'd like to thank the guys at Lastro Motorsports and like to thank NX Racing.
Again, Jake, congratulations here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next race, and good luck.
Thank you.
Down in Gatorade Victory Lane here at the Phoenix International Raceway will be your winner here for tonight in the sprint cars. Pro driver PJ Sturgis getting it done.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. That was a pretty awesome race. I was hoping I would hold on there at the end because, like Jake said, it was kind of set up for quick runs, and luckily there was enough cautions to help us out. If not, I'm sure Vinny would have come on real strong at the end, but sometimes just gotta be happy with the race the way it works out with you. So definitely a good run tonight.
And again, PJ, you know, congratulations on the victory. Very deserved here. Do you think your brother Jake might have given you a little bump and run there on the last lap if it would have stayed green?
I don't know. I figured after yesterday's heat race in the Tour Mod where he definitely could have done it to me. Usually he races me clean, so gotta thank him for that. I don't think he would have, but you never know. Luckily that caution came out to help me out, so we really don't know what would have happened.
Definitely. And PJ, you know, are we going to see you here in the Silver Crown race here? You'll see here just up here in a few moments here. You're going to be doing that, and if so, what's your outlook for that event?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be trying it out. Hopefully I can remember how to run those cars again since it's been a while, but I know Vinny is gonna be real tough along with Paul and I'm sure a few more, so hopefully just try to finish with a top 5, and if things go my way again, maybe can double up tonight, but either way it's been a great event. Thanks to Eddie for putting it on, and hopefully it's a great race for everybody watching.
Definitely. So it was a great race all throughout the field here. Again, that's your winner, PJ Stardust. PJ, you got some people that make it happen for you, whether it's sponsors for your real life super modified or here in the iRacing service. Go ahead and give them a shout out here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks to Lastro Motorsports and NX Racing, my iRacing teams for Road and Oval, and the RaceDepot.com for sponsoring our real life race cars. So, I mean, thanks to all those guys that make it happen.
Definitely. That's your winner tonight in the Sprint Car A main feature here tonight. That's PJ Sturders, pro driver in the 2013 NASCAR iRacing Pro Series. Again, congratulations, PJ. And moving on here, I got to throw it back to Allan here. Allan, we have hit our goal of $3,000 for the event tonight.
That's awesome. It really is, and I want to take a second here and congratulate PJ on his win, and Jake, his brother, for always fast. Anytime Jake shows up for one of our races, you can count that Jake's going to be a contender, if not the guy to beat. And Fred and Vinny, typical outstanding run with those guys, and I'm just happy that I was able to witness it and still be part of this show one way or another.
Definitely here. And, $3,000 is no slouch. We've shot over our original goal of $2,500 here. We beat Jennifer Welchick's goal of $2,800. We have met JD, the Cowboy Webb's goal of $3,000 here for the 2 nights of racing here you've seen here on ETV Live here. Moving on here in just a moment here, we're going to bring up Chet Wheeler, who is one of the hard chargers in the sprint car race here. And actually, I'm going to go right now to Chet. Chet, this is Justin up in the tower here. Tell us about your sprint car race here. I believe you were one of the hard chargers, if not the top hard charger for the event tonight.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. I was taking it easy and holding back because I just wanted to finish the race. And, the sprint cars are very tough. And when I got a chance to pass somebody, of course, I took that opportunity. But it was a heck of a race, and I thank Eddie Walsick for putting that on, and Allan Bender, and I congratulate PJ for winning it.
Again, Brandon Schmidt was your top hard charger for tonight, gaining 15 positions here in the feature race tonight. Brandon Schmidt not available. He finished third last night in the late model event. Chet, let's talk about the event last night because it highlighted your cousin Art Wheeler, who was such a big supporter to those people in need. Tell us a little bit about your cousin Art.
Yeah, Art was always available if anyone needed any help. He had his own business with his brother, was very successful, and when I needed help at an important time in my life, when I had cancer, he gave, and I survived, and that's awesome. That's why I love that race last night for him.
And again, Chet Wheeler mentioning on last night's broadcast that he is a survivor of colon cancer. I'm glad to hear that, Chet. We hope to see you out here running several more races here. Are you going to run the Silver Crown race here next?
I was going to, but I'll tell you, at my age, it's really tough. I put all I had into the sprint car race. There was a lot of people in it, and I didn't want to wreck anybody or get in anybody's way. I just took my time, and I got lucky. I come in 14th. Again,
that's Chet Wheeler. Chet, I know you got some people to thank here. You moved up 12 spots in the feature race here, just behind Brandon Schmidt, who gained 15 positions in the feature race here. I know you got some people to thank here, Chet. Give them a big shout out.
Yeah, I love to thank Gravedigger and Allan Binder for doing this, along with Eddie Walsick. He's done a heck of a lot of work and everyone who contributed to breast cancer research and Mac Tools. They all helped me out.
Again, that's one of your hard charters for tonight here. A guy gaining the second most positions in the feature race here tonight. That's Chet Wheeler Jr. I'm going to throw it up to you, JD, here. We just hit the mark of $3,000 here. We have reached your goal for the night here. Let's see if we can get it to $3,100. Hey, JD?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to call you on that, and it's going to raise it up here to $3,500 before the night is over, Cowboy. Here's the deal, all right? I'm going to do a Jerry Lewis and start singing if we can't get it up there, and you really don't want that to happen. I've tried to do that before, and John has threatened to burn the place down. So if you don't want me to come in here and do a Jerry Lewis and start singing, then you better take it up to $3,500. We made the $3,000. That was a no-brainer. One more notch, Cowboy. Let's get that job done here tonight. And again, a big thank you to everybody who has participated and donated, contributed. This is a worthy cause. And I'll tell you, the research can't continue unless it's from people like us, people who, like you guys, like the guys in the cars, in these sprint cars. I mean, to strap one of these 900-pound beasts on, that takes some, well, let's call it gonads. And I'll tell you, to get out here and do what they do, it's 10 o'clock at my house right now, or no, 7 o'clock at I know it's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So the night is still young, and we got a long ways to go. $3,500 before the night is over. Let's get it done and get it in there.
Definitely here. $3,500 here, the new goal here for tonight here. We are at $3,000 here, eclipsing our original goal of $2,500 here. Gotta thank the sponsors that are helping to make this event happen tonight here. Let's thank Beast Chassis, Double Clutch Marketing, Speedway Illustrated, Sprint Car, and Midget Magazine as well. ETV Live as well for donating their time to this event. Such a wonderful event here. 2 nights of racing here, 4 classes, and we're getting ready to bring you the 4th event here in just a few moments, folks. Also,
hey, Justin.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. One more thing. I've been watching these sprint car races, and I followed the Triple Crown thing, all season. That was an absolute blast, and we televised the races here on ETV Live, and I want to ask Allan Bender. This isn't a car you just crawl into and seatbelt yourself in. This is something that you actually put on and wear. I mean, 900 horsepower. What's it like to drive one of these things?
Oh, it's absolutely a blast. It takes a lot of practice, and I probably put in, well, not as much anymore, but I was probably putting in 12 to 14 hours a week just in practicing this car before races and whatnot. So it's not an easy car just to jump in and go, and the guys that are good at this, have put a lot of dedication towards it.
Absolutely, and Phoenix International Race. I came by this place today on our way home from Phoenix, actually, and it's a fantastic track, one of my favorite tracks. And to see these sprint cars doing what they do here, I tell you, this is better than any Cup race I have ever seen at Phoenix, at the Phoenix track. To watch these sprint cars go around, I mean, you got to have a good set of gonads to strap into one of these things and get the job done. But I tell you what, Cowboy, this is a good night of racing. No better than right here on ETV Live. And if you're just tuning in, etv-eplay.net on Channel 1 here tonight with the Allan Bender's Beauty and the Beast Charity Challenge here tonight, breast cancer research. And I'll tell you, it doesn't happen without contributions. And the research cannot continue unless we ante up and help get the job done. So $3,500, Cowboy, that's the new goal.
Again, we reached the mark of $3,000 for the event here. Got 4 more sponsors that have helped made this event here to go here. You also got to thank members from the Distorted Performance Group. Those guys helping things get done. Troyer Race Cars as well, sponsoring the event tonight, as well as iRacing as well. Rounding out your sponsors for tonight's event will be Three Wide Media with their several magazines. Go check them out, folks. These are the people that are helping with the cause tonight here and helping make this event happen, folks. Go visit them, support their fine products. Moving on now here, JD, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with these sprint cars here. Probably going to see a lot more drafting like what we've seen last week at Homestead. Hopefully, Paul Williams doesn't run out of gas in the final corner like he did here last week.
Yeah, that seems to be a thing here recently. We've seen that happen in a couple of cup races, a nationwide race, and of course these short track races. So I don't know. Encourage the teams to put an extra gas can in the pit area or something. But hopefully we won't see that here tonight. Now I want to ask Allan: is there such thing as fuel strategy here, or is this just a gas and go type of deal here tonight?
Well, the sprint car could have been a strategy race. I think now, looking back on it, if I was in that race, I would have ran same type of fuel I would have ran for a 40-lap race. Way too many cautions, and if these guys in the Silver Crown race this evening are as aggressive and taking some chances as these other guys, I don't know, that I wouldn't take some chances and think that we may not get as many green laps as we all may think.
Let's talk a minute about these Silver Crown cars. Now, this is something that I've been learning. Eddie, of course, is my short track Bible. He's been pretty much filling me in on all these cars. The difference between a lot of them. We had a conversation one night about them tour mods. I mean, it just looked like a hunk of sheet metal bent over a tube frame. But these Silver Crown cars. Now, this is something else you just don't see belt into. You actually put one of these things on and go racing, but they're not quite as powerful as the sprint car. Is that correct?
That's true, but the car is still just as challenging. The car is what makes this car more challenging is how much longer the races are and how much this car changes from the beginning to the end with a fuel load. Sprint cars, you can run 26, 30 gallons, and you won't quite get that much change from the beginning to end as far as how the car loosens up, tightens up. These Silver Crown cars, from my experience in the years past, that's what it takes to become good at them, is adapting to the fuel load change.
I'll tell you what, Cowboy, these cars don't offer a lot of protection. You don't have the bumper. There's no door jams. You might as well be a hood ornament on a Mack truck, as far as I'm concerned, to drive one of these things. I mean, what kind of skill does it take to pilot one of these things around a place like Phoenix?
One, the big thing is not overdriving the car. You'll see some of these guys in the sprint car, Silver Crown. Big thing is you'll see them drive way, way, way too deep into the corners. That's the last thing you want to do here. You want to get off the car early, let the car roll through the center of the corner, and start making the straightaways longer from the secondary side of the corners out. You'll see these guys try to drive it over their heads going into the corners, and they're always behind, and you'll see them get themselves crossed up and get themselves in a lot of trouble.
And I'll tell you what, we are running a little bit late here. The boys downstairs, trackside, they're getting things set up for the next race here. But I'll tell you, for once in your life, stay up a little bit late here tonight. Help us out, $3,500. That's the brand new goal that we're looking for, Justin. So hopefully we can attain that goal. And I'll tell you, Jennifer Walczyk, she's such a sweetheart. She's out there pounding the pavement, making the calls, getting the job done out there. And, big thanks to her and the effort that her and her husband, Eddie Walczyk, put behind this whole thing. So $3,500, guys, come on, let's get the job done. And, for once, stay up late, get this thing handled. It's one night out of your life that, you can just stay up late, get the job done here, donate, get the funds in here. Let's get that $3,500 goal. And you never know, the Cowboy might just come out back up here and set it to $4,000.
Definitely. And JD, let's say it's time to break out the wallets. You're going to take this opportunity to ask for donations for those that have not been able to donate yet. Go to www.iracepink.com, and for those of you who want wondering what the website is, what is iRacePink.com? Well, iRacingPink.com is the website for an annual event held in October here on the iRacing Simulation Service. This program consists of 2 events using the premier short track cars and series accurate tracks, sanctioned and promoted by the United Short Track Racing Association. This event features 2 full days of racing. This is the second night of the 2 days of racing here with a telethon-style live streaming broadcast. Go to iRacingPink.com, click on the pink button there on the homepage. That will direct you to the iRacingPink.com Breast Cancer Research Foundation page here. On the right-hand side of that page, you will find a pink Give Now button there. You can sponsor a driver in tonight's broadcast or donate in the memory of somebody that has been affected by breast cancer. So as we get ready to go heat racing here for the Silver Crown cars here, we will throw it back to commercial break here, folks. We'll be right back here after these commercial messages. Don't change the channel. We'll be right back.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Plus other listeners where you could hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. Welcome back, everybody, to ETV Live's live flag-to-flag coverage of the 2013 iRacePink.com Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge here. I am Justin Rose. Now in the booth tonight here, joining me alongside me for tonight is the man of the hour, Allan Bender. Allan, we had a hell of a barn burner there in the sprint car racer as we get ready to go into Silver Crown
heats here. Paul Williams was the fast qualifier in qualifying there. Don't have a time for him just yet here. So, Allan, quick thoughts here as we've hit our $3,000 goal here and get ready to have another round of some awesome short track style racing.
Well, the goal being reached tonight is just absolutely amazing. I appreciate everybody that came out and everybody that's made some donations and whatnot, been part of this. Outstanding Eddie, his wife Jennifer have just been amazing, taking care of this event. I'm looking forward to this Silver Crown event. I was really looking forward to getting the opportunity to run into to do better than I did last season, and unfortunately that didn't work out, but I am extremely looking forward to watching these guys go at it for 100 laps.
Definitely 100 laps on the board for the A-main feature tonight here. Heat races get ready to get underway here. I am standing by here with your QuickTime qualifier, Paul Williams. Paul, no stranger to being up front in the Silver Crown cars. Paul, you did it tonight here, getting out front of the fast guys like PJ Sturgis and brother Jake as well.
Well, it feels pretty good to be out in front of them. I didn't even know that you'd wanted to interview me. I was like, whoa.
Well, that's been kind of the format here for the event here, Paul. But tell us about your lap a little bit, and let's get your thoughts going into the heat race here tonight.
Well, it was a good lap. I haven't really practiced the Silver Crown as much as I'd like to. I've kind of been trying to focus on the sprint car because I hadn't ran that for like 2 years. So it does feel good to come back to something I'm familiar with. I'm just gonna try to have a good race and just go for it pretty much.
10-4, and you've been no stranger doing very well in the Silver Crown Series. You were dejected last week, running out of fuel, coming to the checkered flag there. Thomas Morgula got you at the end. You've had such heartbreak here in the Silver Crowns, crossing the finish line backwards at Kentucky to Vinnie Sansone and other battles, but you broke through here at Phoenix here in a broadcasted event here on ETV Live here. Do you think you have what it takes to put it back in victory lane here tonight in the big feature race?
Yeah, I think I got a good shot at it. Car feels pretty good. Just see what happens.
Definitely. And Paul, I know you got some people that make it happen for you here as we get ready to go heat race. In the fast heat race here, we'll be covering your heat here in just a few moments here. You got some people that make this happen for you. Paul, give them a big shout out here, man.
I don't really have anybody particularly to shout out to. I'm kind of solo on this thing. I guess I will thank Vinnie Sansone for putting his setups in the forums, because that's helped me a lot. And I guess I'll give a quick shout out to Layla Wilson. If you're ever bored, go watch her YouTube channel, Layla R. Wilson, because it's funny as hell.
Again, that's your QuickTime qualifier, Paul Williams. Paul, good luck to you tonight, and I hope to see you back in victory lane, not only in your heat race, but again in the feature race here tonight.
Yep, 10-4.
That's QuickTime qualifier, Paul Williams. Moving on here, I want to quickly update. We just received another donation here as we get closer to our new goal of $3,500 here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say we have finally crossed over the $3,000 threshold. Somebody tossing in a $25 donation. So we are now up to $3,025 here, $475 away from our new goal of $3,500. Folks, how do you donate to the event? Well, you go to www.iracepink.com, click on the big pink button on the homepage, and then you will be prompted to the iracepink.com Breast Cancer Research Foundation website, and then you will go to the Give Now button on the right-hand side, and telling you what, it's going to be very interesting here once we get under heat racing here. Heat races are getting staged here. Just taking a moment here. Sorry, losing my track a little bit, but 91 cents on the dollar of every dollar here in the directly to breast cancer research. Allan, we're over the $3,000 mark now, and man, I'm excited. I can't say enough about the people that have been able to donate so far.
It's unreal. JD put up that number, that $30. I truly believe. Early out west, I think this can be done, guys.
We're getting ready to go heat racing now. Broadcast to you the best heat race this round. We're going to have Paul Williams, I do believe PJ Sturgis as well in the heat race as well. We'll bring that to you here in just a few moments here. Gotta throw a shout out to everybody here. Eddie Walchuk doing a hell of a job behind the scenes with wife Jennifer. John Wessling doing everything he can. He's the guy on the cameras tonight. So if you like what, make sure you send a big shout out to John Wessling. John spending several hours with us. Couple days here getting this charity race brought. Allan, I'm excited as hell for these super cars here. I mean, they're just like the sprint cars, a little heavier, a little bit more fuel, but a lot more aerodynamic.
Yeah. Going to be a great race.
Definitely. Here's we get ready to go heat racing here. And everything loaded up here. Covering practice session right now in the heat race server here. PJ Sturgis, who are little a lot of each other and pass each other, kind of like plate racing for the A car here, our Sprint Cup Series broadcast. So,
with all this fuel on it, these cars are definitely elbow up. These guys will be having a lot of fun and be working up a sweat before the night's over.
For the heat race tonight, I'm not too sure how many heat races. I think we have 4 heat races here on that for you here. iRace homepage and complete from there. Again, anything that you can donate, appreciated. I got to thank everybody that has donated so far on the night here. We have clips to 3,000 for the Art Wheeler Memorial Fall Classic and the Allan Bender Beauty and Beast Charity Challenge. Say again, a big thanks to Chet Wheeler for helping us get things organized for the second event for your style event here. Couldn't race here tonight here. I know you want to be in the race car, but definitely over.
Hey, his brother's always tough. These guys will be running to front. Ryan Steele. These guys got good handle of these cars, and they can take what they're already tonight in the car, carry it over, and you're the same cast of characters making it.
Definitely here, sitting in the practice session right now. PJ Sturgis, what would you be live here for this heat race? 15 laps are on the board here. We're going to bring you the fast here. Some of the fastest drivers we are in the a couple pro drivers in PJ Sturgis and Charlie